spark plugs. Treat your car to a fresh set of champions. By Household Finance Corporation, where people use their money to get the most out of life. By Zenith, building quality home entertainment products for 60 years. By Clark Lift of Chicago, with 5 locations in the greater Chicago area. And by McDonald's, where you can buy a hot fudge, hot caramel, or strawberry sundae in a special reusable glass. Hi, good evening, everybody. Lauren Brown, along with Harry Carey and Jimmy Pearsall, on a beautiful night in Chicago as the White Sox take on the Oakland Athletics. And this is the first game of a 4-game set against Oakland in the first game of a 7-game homestand. It appears that the White Sox are going to finally have some decent weather at home for a change, at least as tonight indicates, and hopefully it'll remain throughout the entire homestand. As we set a beautiful night, temperatures in the 70s here at the ballpark. We'll run down all the vital statistics for you a little bit. But tonight, it'll be right-hander Steve Stone going to the mound, and he'll be opposed by Oakland right-hander Alan Worth. And we'll be back with tonight's starting lineups in just a minute.
We love baseball, hot dogs, apple pie, and Chevrolet. Baseball, hot dogs, apple pie, and Chevrolet.
Wet your lips, America, because Chevy's serving up a fresh new slice of apple pie. A tasty new mid-sized car called Malibu that's so right for so many people right now, you'd be inclined to believe it was designed by John Q. Public himself. It's got crisp, good look, a nice trim body, and even more headroom, more legroom, and more trunk room than last year's Malibu. It's a car that's going to get you grinning when you point it down the road. Now, I ask you, America, isn't that what you had in mind?
Two-side, quick-side, mid-size Malibu. A fresh new slice of apple pie from Chevrolet.
When it comes to value,
A fresh new slice of apple pie.
America comes to Chevrolet.
All Chevy Malibu.
Juicy.
A fresh new slice of apple pie from Chevrolet. A fresh new slice of apple pie from Chevy Malibu.
Gordon Brown back at Comiskey Park. Let's take a look at the starting lineup first off for the visiting Oakland Athletics tonight. It'll be Steve Staggs leading it off at second base. Gary Thomason will bat second, and he'll be in right field. Mitchell Page will be in left field, and he'll bat third. Glenn Burke will be in center field, and he'll bat cleanup. Mario Guerrero will be at shortstop, batting fifth. Dave Rebrine will be at first base, and he'll bat in the sixth spot. Gary Alexander will be the designated hitter, and he'll bat seventh. Wayne Gross will be at third base, batting eighth, and batting ninth. And doing the catching, former White Sox catcher Jim Essien. And as we look down into the Oakland Athletic dugout, Jack McKeon down in the right corner with Charlie Finley, the owner of the Oakland Athletics, who's out at the ball game. Danny, what's that little kid's name? The 13-year-old vice president of the Oakland Athletics does all the running for the A's. He's sort of Charlie's supervisor or stool pigeon, whatever you want to put it, in Oakland. And he's out here on the trip. Where's an Oakland Athletics cap with VP on the top? But he's a hard-working young man and helped out there for a long time, and now Charlie trusts him explicitly, and he handles a lot of the affairs for Charlie Finley out in Oakland, California. On the mound, it'll be Alan Worth going for the A's tonight. The White Sox faced him a week ago in Oakland and knocked him out. He was not the pitcher of decision. He has won 1, and he has lost 3. For the Chicago White Sox, who come into tonight's game having lost their 4th in a row for the 5th time this year, and as we look down in the A's dugout, Charlie Finley going up and down the bench a la a general reviewing his troops, talking to his players. It'll be Ralph Garr leading it off in left field. Junior Moore will be batting second, and he'll be at third base. Bob Molinaro will be in right field, and he'll bat third. Lamar Johnson will hit cleanup, and Lamar will be at first base. Chet Lemon will be the designated hitter tonight, and Lemon will bat fifth. Henry Cruz will be in center field, and Henry will bat in the sixth spot. George Orta will bat seventh. He'll be at second base. Don Kessinger at shortstop, and Donnie will be batting eighth. And Bill Naharodny will do the catching, and he will bat in the number 9 spot. On the mound for the White Sox, Steve Stone, who's won his last 2 outings to boost his record to 3 wins and 2 losses with an earned run average of 4.38. While the White Sox opening up this 7-game homestand. This is the continuation of 16 consecutive games that the White Sox have with the Oakland Athletics and the California Angels. The White Sox were 2-2 against Oakland and then dropped 3 games to the California Angels out on the coast after splitting 2 games earlier with California. So in 9 of the first 17 games, the White Sox have won 3 and lost 6 against Oakland and California and are 2-2 against Oakland. And the White Sox have taken the field. And let's switch to Bob Finnegan at the PA mic.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and join in singing our national anthem with Barbara Moody of the Chicago group, Topeka Transfer, now appearing at the Lorelei Restaurant in Worth.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly hand of the free and the home of the brave.
Taking a look at the White Sox defense, Lamar Johnson at first, George Ortiz at second base. Don Kessinger at shortstop. And over at third base tonight is Junior Moore. Bill Naharodny doing the catching. On outfield are Ralph Garr in left, Henry Cruz in center, and Bob Molinaro in right field. So Eric Soderholm given a rest tonight. Eric, like many of the White Sox players, has been in a bit of a slump lately. The White Sox coming off a road trip where they won more games than they had won all year on one given road trip. 2, they lost 5, but yet it was really not a successful road trip by any standards. And the White Sox hit only 181 on that road trip and hope to break out of it here tonight against the Oakland Athletics. Steve Stone getting in his warm-up tosses. Stoney has won his last 2 outings, as we mentioned to you. In fact, the last game that the White Sox won, it was Stone defeating Oakland 6-2 in the first game of the doubleheader last Sunday. He also defeated California in the outing prior to that 9-6. And his opposition is Alan Worth. Worth was not the pitcher of decision, as Oakland came from behind to beat the White Sox 4-3 last Saturday afternoon. That's been his only outing against the White Sox. So Stoney facing Oakland for the second time in a week. As we mentioned, he's won his last 2 starts, and he'll be striving to snap the White Sox 4-game losing streak. Other baseball tonight, Cleveland is at Baltimore, Seattle is at Texas, Toronto is at New York, Kansas City at Minnesota, Detroit's at Boston in a big series, and the Red Sox lead it 2-0 at the end of 3, and Milwaukee is at California. In the National League, the red-hot Cubs are at St. Louis, Philadelphia is at Atlanta, Montreal at Pittsburgh, New York at Houston, Cincinnati at San Diego, and in a big series up in the Bay, the Dodgers are at San Francisco. Steve Staggs will lead it off for the Oakland Athletics here against Stone. Staggs hitting .309, no homers and no RBIs. The A's come into tonight's game hitting .243. They've hit 27 homers and they've driven in 123 runs, and they're in second place in the American League Western Division, a half game behind the California Angels. White Sox 14 games under 500 coming into tonight's game. Here's the pitch, and it's low and away a ball. Mike Riley, the home plate umpire tonight, Bill Haller down at first, Lou DeMuro at second, and Ken Kaiser at third. Right-hander ready. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Checked his swing, but he couldn't. And he went around, says the home plate umpire. And the count evens up at 1-1. Outfield, Plain Stags, shallow. Our winds are out of the south, but here at the ballpark, they're more southeasterly. Here's a pitch high and inside a ball, going from the right field corner to the left field corner. As you look at the Wind Sox, when you look out at the American flag up in right center field on the roof, here's the pitch. There's a swing and a chopper to third. Junior Moore charges, bobbles it, cannot make a play, safe. Junior never got a handle on it. And Staggs is on. And we await the official decision, but the flag out in right center coming straight in from the lake, indicating somewhat more of an easterly breeze. Gary Thomason, the batter, hitting 170. 3 homers and 9 RBIs, a left-handed hitter. Mitchell Page will bat next. It goes as an error. Error on Junior Moore. Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch, and it's low and inside a ball. The A's have hit upon rough times. Oakland has lost 7 of their last 9. Somebody saying today that, well, since Bobby Winkles left, they've really hit the skids. And I said, hey, wait a minute. They were hitting the skids before Winkles quit. Right-hander ready. There goes the runner. Here's the pitch, a swing and a foul upstairs. And just to the left of Harry Carey. Could not get his net on it, and it went in the other booth. 1 ball, 1 strike. Under Bobby Winkles, the A's had lost 5 of their last 7 games. He quit on Monday, and Jack McKeon took over, and they lost 2 in a row to the red-hot Milwaukee Brewers. So you cannot put any heat on Jack McKeon right now. This club has lost 7 of their last 9, 5 of their last 7. Of those 7 were under the direction of Bobby Winkles. A runner at first. Nobody out. Runner not going. Here's the pitch. There's a swing and a pop-up. Right side. Lamar Johnson and Bill Naharodny give chase. Naharodny can't get it. Lamar Johnson backed off and let Naharodny handle it, and he lost it. And it dropped to his left as he went down to the ground. And no play, says the official score, and the count of 1 and 2 strikes. White Sox not looking very impressive on a couple of plays here. We're just underway. Well, maybe get all the bugs out here right now. Settle down. 1 ball and 2 strikes to the batter. Good crowd on hand here on team night. Here's a toss over to first, the runner back. Stone making his 8th start for the White Sox. Correction, make that 9. He has made 8 without a complete game. 51 in the 3rd innings. He's given up 25 earned runs on 52 hits. Right-hander ready, runner not going. Swinging a foul back to the screen. Stoney has struck out 28 and walked 21. Given up 2 home runs. He's won 3. He's lost 2 with an earned run average of 4.38. Stoney ready. Staggs off of first. Here's the 1-2 pitch way outside a ball. HFC branch manager Thaddeus Sledzinski pulling for the White Sox to get a bundle of runs tonight. Sox were shut out last night at California by Tanana, 6-0 on 4 hits. Here's a toss over to first, the runner back. And our greetings to Robert Streiter of Jim Link Chevrolet. Bob is our Chevrolet salesman of the day. Here's the pitch. Swinging a pop-up coming off to the left side. Everybody giving chase, but it'll go on into the seats. And a souvenir for somebody over there. This program is authorized under broadcasting rights granted by the Chicago White Sox solely for the entertainment of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this play-by-play description and the account of this game without the express written consent of the White Sox is prohibited. Harry Carey, Jimmy Pearsall, and myself, Lauren Brown, are employees of and are paid by WMAQ Radio for our play-by-play descriptions and accounts of these games. WMAQ and the Chicago White Sox share mutual rights of announcer approval. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Swinging a pop-up. Down the right side, Lamar Johnson giving chase. Foul territory. He's there. He's got it. 1 out. So Thomason fouls out to Lamar Johnson for the first out of the inning. And Mitchell Page, the batter, Rookie of the Year last year by the Sporting News, hitting .287, 3 homers, and 14 RBIs. Steve Stone out of the stretch. Here's the pitch. Here's a swing and a smash down the right field line, a fair ball. Here goes Staggs, headed for third. There goes the runner for second. The throw by Molinaro, he goes back. And the A's have runners at first and third with 1 out. As Page singles to right. Molinaro did a good job charging that ball. It just laid in the turf out there, and Bobby got it and forced Page to go back to first. And the batter is Glenn Burke, the ex-Dodger, off to a great start in his first week in the American League, hitting .346 with a homer and 2 RBIs. Burke, a right-handed hitter. The A's have not scored a lot of runs of late. In fact, they've only scored 3 in their last 2 ball games. Burke's accounted for 1 of those with a home run. And the White Sox have not done a lot of scoring of late. Here's a swing and a miss. Sox shut out last night, got 1 run the night before. Last 4 ball games that the White Sox have participated in, the opposing pitcher has gone the distance. Second game of the doubleheader last Sunday, John Henry Johnson for Oakland, and Ryan Knapp and Tanan all went the distance. Here's a toss over to first, the runner back. Glenn Burke. Here's another toss over to first, the runner back. Burke's a product of Oakland. 6-footer, 205-pounder. Only had 108 games in the major leagues. There goes the runner to second. The throw, he is safe. Mitchell Page, an outstanding base runner, just stole his 4th base of the year. He's been thrown out twice this year. A year ago, Page set an American League record by stealing his first 26 bases that he attempted. Then he went on to finish the year with 42 stolen bases. So that is his 4th for the year, and the A's now have runners at second and third with 1 out and a 1-1 count to Burke. That takes away the double play possibilities. Here's the pitch. Swinging a foul to the left side. The old redhead, Red Shangies, is doing the coaching at third now with Jack McKeon as the manager. And Chicagoan and pitching coach Lee Stang is the first base coach. He may be your only pitching coach in the major leagues who coaches on the lines. I don't think they hired anybody to take McKeon's coaching position. McKeon pacing the dugout over at first base. Here's the pitch. Swinging another grounder foul. Red Shangies over to his right, and the former big league second baseman fields it flawlessly and throws it to Stone. But he had already been given a ball by the umpire. Boy, did the redhead have some great years, didn't he? St. Louis Cardinals, Milwaukee Braves. One ball and 2 strikes. Runners at second and third. An error, an out, and a single, and a stolen base have them there. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Half swing and a foul down the right side. Cleveland at Baltimore. No score at the end of 3. Seattle at Texas just underway. Toronto at New York, no score at the end of an inning, and Kansas City at Minnesota underway. Red Sox batting in the bottom of the fourth, lead Detroit 2-1. Here's the pitch. Called strike three, struck him out with a fastball in the inside part of the plate. Outstanding pitch by Steve Stone. Had it not been for the air, he'd be out of the inning. But the A's have an extra out here in the first, and Mario Guerrero steps up. Guerrero hitting .282, a homer and 17 RBIs. Stoney has won 3 and lost 2 lifetime against Oakland. Here's the pitch, low and away a ball, including a victory last week. Stone had one of his greatest performances ever against this club when he was with the White Sox earlier. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a foul ball. It was fair till it got to the bag and then went foul. Otherwise, would have been at least a 2-run single. Back on September 30th, 1973, Stone shut out Oakland on 3 hits, 1-0, and struck out 12. One ball, one strike to Guerrero. Wide open stance. Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch. Swinging another foul, this time to the upper deck. Youngster grabbed it with one hand, dropped it, but got it again, and he's waving it to everybody, and now he's going to give it to his girlfriend. Two on, two out. 1-2 count to Guerrero. Stone in the windup. Here's the pitch. Swing and a shot down the right side, curving foul. And the bullpen boy down the right side grabs it. In the National League, Atlanta beating the Phillies 3-0 at the end of 4. Kansas City, by the way, at Minnesota delayed because of rain over in the American League. Montreal, Pittsburgh, no score at the end of 2. Dave Roberts is going against Falcone. Every time I see that name, Falcone, I want to think of Falconetti. Remember that TV? Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a shot foul down the left side. Went after a high inside pitch. Rusty Staub hit a home run for the Tigers in the 4th to account for their lone run. Detroit has not been scoring a lot. That was his 5th home run of the year. New York at Houston, Koosman going against Lamangello. Stone goes into the windup. 1-2 pitch again. Swinging a foul back to the screen. Montreal at Pittsburgh. It's Rogers going against Candelaria. No score in the first inning. An error, an out, a single, and a strikeout. Stolen base also in there, and the A's have runners at second and third. 2 out now, and a 1-2 count to Mario Guerrero. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. So Stone came back to overcome the error, struck out the last 2 men with runners at second and third and 1 out. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error, and 2 men left on. So we're at the end of a half inning of play. Oakland nothing, the White Sox coming to bat.
Under your hood, if it's running good, there's a motor in the place where the motor goes. And in the motor there's 4, 6, or 8 little holes where something that's called a spark plug goes. And that's what makes the motor run good under the hood. It's the plugs you use, the champion. Cause champions do what you want them to do. When you turn on the key, they're waiting on you. So if you've got 4, 6, or 8 little holes where the spark plug goes, you can buy a better plug than champion. We got a plug for any kind of car. You can't buy a better plug no matter where you are. So if you got 4, 6, or 8 little holes where the spark plug goes, you can't buy a better plug than champion. Now. Of course, champions do what you want them to do. Give you better mileage and performance too. So if you got 4, 6, or 8 little holes where the spark plug goes, you can't buy a better plug than champion. You can't buy a better plug than champion.
Norm Brown back at Comiskey Park as we go to the bottom of the first inning. Al Worth getting in his warm-up tosses. Tall right-hander, came out of the Giant organization from Mesa, Arizona. 6'5", 190-pounder. 1-1, lost 3 with an earned run average of 3.69. Faced the White Sox last Saturday, but it was not the pitcher decision. White Sox were beating him 3-1, but Oakland came back and won it 4-3 with Langford getting the victory. The White Sox will send Ralph Garr to the plate. Ralph is really been the one bright spot in the hitting department on this last road trip. In the last 2 ball games alone, Ralph has had 5 hits and 9 times to the plate. Wound up hitting .368 on that road trip with 7 hits and 19 times at bat. And he drove in a couple of runs. Had a good night. He went 3 for 5, drove in a run against Nolan Ryan, went 2 for 4 against Chris Knapp, but did not play last night against the left-hander Frank Tanana. So Garr, with a 4-game hitting streak, steps in there, hitting .288, 2 homers, and 8 RBIs. He'll be followed by Junior Moore and Bob Molinaro. Here's the pitch, and it's a fastball for a strike. Alan Worth, tall right-hander. Right-hander delivers. Here's the pitch, and it's outside a ball. Dave Revering down at first, Steve Staggs at second, Mario Guerrero at shortstop, and Wayne Gross at third for the A's with Jim Essien doing the catching. Outfield of Mitchell Page in left, Gary Thomason in right. Here's a swing and a fly ball to left. Page coming in. He's there, and he takes it 1 out. And in the middle, Glenn Burke at center field tonight. So there's 1 down, and Junior Moore, the batter. Junior hitting .269 with 3 RBIs. Junior broke up that no-hitter last night against Frank Tanana. Tanana walked Junior Moore to lead the ball game, and then he retired 17 in a row. And then Junior singled up the middle with 2 out in the 6th inning. White Sox eventually got 4 hits in the game. Right-hander ready. Here's a fastball for a strike. Tall right-hander comes straight over the top in 3/4. There's a pitch in the dirt. The White Sox have won 8 and lost 11 here at Comiskey Park. 4 and 15 on the road. Here's a bunt attempt that's foul back. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Well, you got to do a little better in both areas, obviously. White Sox won 1 game on their first road trip, 1 game on their second road trip, and won 2 games on the last road trip. Best stand they've had all year was their opening stand when they won 4 out of their first 5 against Boston and Toronto. Here's the 1-2 pitch low, a ball, 2-2. But unfortunately, since that time, White Sox have lost 25 of the last 33 ball games. Right-hander ready. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Here's a swing at a topper to the right side. Revering can't get it, and Moore is on. Revering thought the pitcher was going to get it, and the pitcher raced over, thinking Revering was going to get it, and nobody even got it. Until Junior Moore had reached first, it goes as an infield hit. And the batter is Bob Molinaro. Molinaro was hot in the last homestand, but he ran into rough times on the road trip. Left-handed hitter. He hit .471 the last time the White Sox were at home with 2 RBIs. The last road trip, he had only 3 hits. And 16 times up. Here's a toss over to first, the runner back. He's had only 1 hit in his last 13 times up. But I guess I could give those kind of statistics all night on, and we talked to you about it last night from California. Right-hander ready. There goes the runner. Here's a throw down to second. He is out. Essien with a good throw. Shortstop Guerrero covering, and Moore is out. 2-6. Well, he was thrown out, but I'll tell you what, I'm glad he was going. Primarily to try to do something, become an aggressive ball club in one way or the other. Here's the pitch. And it's a called strike in the outside corner. This is WMAQ, Chicago, Illinois. Will you hear White Sox baseball home and away, night and day throughout the 78 season? Right-hander in the windup. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and it's outside a ball. You realize there are over 4 months to go in this baseball season? That's the one hope that you have. Here's the 2-1 pitch, and it's low ball that things can start to turn around. Been saying that for the last couple of weeks. Nobody on and 2 out. 3 balls and a strike to Molinaro. Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch. Here's a swing and a fly ball. Right center field. Might get in the gap. It is caught by Burke at the warning track about 4 feet in front of the wall in right center. It got in the gap all right, but Burke caught up with it, showing again what he did in Oakland, that he is an outstanding defensive outfielder. So in the inning, no runs, 1 hit, and nobody left on. We're at the end of 1 inning of play. White Sox nothing, Oakland nothing.
The warm, sunny days of spring are the perfect time to paint your house. National True Test Paint Week is the perfect time to buy True Test house paint from True Value Hardware stores. Now until June the 4th, you can get True Test Woodsman Solid Color Latex Stain to beautify rough or smooth wood, indoors and out, in 22 rustic flat colors for just $6.99 a gallon. And you can get True Test Weatherall Acrylic Latex House Paint from True Value Hardware stores. Weatherall has earned the Good Housekeeping seal, and it comes in white and 35 Jamestown colors for just $9.97 a gallon. So take advantage of the special values on True Test paints during National True Test Paint Week, now until June the 4th, exclusively at participating True Value Hardware stores and home centers.
True Value Hardware is more than just a name. It's a way of doing business that means True Value.
Will lead it off here in the second inning for the A's against Steve Stone. No score in the ball game. He'll be followed by Alexander and Gross. Stone goes in the windup, and the first pitch to Revering is a ball outside. Revering hitting .267, 2 homers and 9 RBIs. Right-hander delivers. Here's the pitch inside a ball. These two clubs split 4 games last weekend in Oakland. Here's the pitch. Checked his swing. Umpire said, nope, it's a strike. You went around. Here's the pitch. Here's a swing and a smash foul down the right side. The White Sox did not hit well in taking 2 out of 4 against Oakland. They hit only .165 as a team. 2 homers and 15 RBIs. While the A's hit .285 against the White Sox, 3 homers, 16 RBIs. Here's a swing and a foul back to the screen. Two balls and 2 strikes to the batter. Here's the pitch. Here's a swing and a foul off to the left side, and it is out of play. Cleveland has jumped out in front of Baltimore 2-0. That game at the end of 4. To the count to the left-handed hitting first baseman. Stone in the windup. Here's the pitch outside a ball. Stoney ready. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Swinging a foul to the right side. Lamar Johnson moving over near the tarp. He waits, and he can't get it as it goes back into the photographer's cage. Well, if he had been a rubber man, he would have gotten it. But he reached as far as he could and could not come up with it. Three-2 the count. Right-hander ready. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a smash. Base hit to right field. Revering leads it off with a single. That's the second hit. Off of Stoney, and the batter is Gary Alexander. Designated hitter, hitting .233 with 9 homers and 18 RBIs. Here's the pitch to Alexander, high and inside a ball. Outfield playing Alexander way around to the left. White Sox have really shifted their outfield around dramatically in the last. Here's a swing and a foul coming back. The last few games, especially in California, Gar was just off the line with practically every right-handed hitter. Well, apparently, their idea is to try to jam and pitch inside to all the right-handed hitters. They give them a lot of room in the gap in right center. Here's a pitch up high a ball. Federal Valve and Fitting Company up in the skybox tonight. George Janik and Minor Enterprises are out in the bullpen. And also Tom Cunningham party here tonight. 2 balls and a strike to the right-handed hitter. No score. We're in the second. Runner at first, nobody out. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. That evens it up at 2-2. The red-hot Milwaukee Brewers move into California tonight. The Brewers have won 4 in a row, 5 of their last 6. And the California Angels have turned it around after sweeping the White Sox 3 in a row. And they've won 5 of their last 7. Here's a pitch, a swing and a miss. He struck him out. That's the second strikeout, or rather the third strikeout for Stone, and he has struck out 3 of the last 4 men that he has faced. And the batter is Wayne Gross, hitting .212, 4 homers and 10 RBIs. Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch. Here's a swing and a grounder to second. Could be 2. Over to short for 1. Relay by Kessinger. Double play. From Orta to Kessinger to Lamar Johnson. 4-6-3 and out. No runs. 1 hit. Nobody left on. We go to the bottom of the second. There's no score.
6 seconds showing on the clock. Here's the snap. Kowalski fades. Throws. Touchdown. Hi, this is Kurt Gowdy for your Clark Lift Truck dealer. In the early days of football, it wasn't uncommon to see as many as 20, even 25 players on a side. Finally, in 1880, the great Walter Camp changed the rules of football and set a new standard with the 11-man team. Today, Clark has doubled its warranty protection and set a new standard for customer protection. Now all new Clark models are completely covered for 6 months or 1,000 hours of operation with several components guaranteed for a full year. Talk about the new double warranty protection with your Clark dealer. and tell him Gowdy sent you.
Talk to your Clark Lift of Chicago dealer near Midway Airport, where lift truck service is the name of the game. That's Clark Lift of Chicago, the lift truck people.
That melody you hear says that pleasure's near. From one dear lover to another stroke. So play that friendly sound. Pass that great taste around. Real dear lovers know. That means Stroh's.
The Stroh Brewery Company, Detroit, Michigan.
Lauren Brown back at Comiskey Park as we go to the second inning. The bottom half of the frame, it'll be Lamar Johnson, Chet Lemon, and Henry Cruz to face Al Worth. Herb Katz, who used to be with the San Diego Sails, San Francisco Giants, and other sports enterprises up in the booth. And Herb, when we talked to you last year, you were working through the Tom McCann people in the pitch, hit, and throw contest in conjunction with the commissioner's office. Is that the same position you hold now?
The exact same situation, Lauren, and
here's a swing and a blooper to right. Second baseman going out, and he's got it. Steve Staggs with a running catch in front of the right fielder retires Lamar Johnson in the first pitch.
yes, we're still doing pitch, hit, and run. We had a competition here last Saturday morning here at Comiskey when the White Sox were away, and tomorrow we'll be at Wrigley Field while the Cubs are away. And the response this year has been was excellent last year, and it's much improved this year. I mean, there's a lot of room to continue to grow, and it's certainly doing that, and we're very happy about it.
Chet Lemon, the batter. Chet, the designated hitter tonight, hitting .293, 2 homers and 14 RBIs. And a swing and a foul, and it hit Mike Riley, the home plate umpire.
I got a kick last week when I was here. I heard your show that I guess it was a Soderholm show that he did with Chet Lemon on the post game,
right,
from Oakland, and I was quite impressed with both of them, very frankly.
Both very articulate young men.
Very much so. I was very, very impressed.
We're hoping they can hit better than they can speak. Here's the pitch. I say that in jest. Here's a pitch high and inside a ball.
Or at least as well, anyway.
Really? Well, Lemon's been hurt a little bit, and he played a little of center field last night. Had to come out of the ball game, but the White Sox need that bat. They're employing him tonight here as the designated hitter. What's your opinion of the DH rule?
I happen to like it very much. I know that the National League, of course, does not have it, and when I was in the National League, a lot of people were against it. But I have a feeling that there may be some growing sentiment eventually to putting the DH in the National League. It's purely a personal opinion, certainly nothing official. I happen to like it very much.
Here's the pitch by Worth. Swinging a shot into right center field. Right fielder coming over, and he's got it in the gap in right center. Thomason cut it off in the gap, and it looked like it might get through. So there's 2 down. Well, the thing I like about it now is a fellow like Lemon. Say he can't play defense, but yet he still can be utilized in some fashion.
Very much so. You get a lot of situations like that. There's another thing. My personal feeling about a DH is that if he's going to be the batter for the pitcher, which in essence is what he is, I would like to see him bat ninth, even though I know technically the pitcher does not have to bat ninth. It would create other strategies, which some people feel with a new pitcher, with a pitcher in the game, you have certain strategies about taking him out or leaving him in. And I think that sometimes batting the DH ninth, you might have that additional strategy.
All right, Henry Cruz, the batter, takes the ball in the strike. Henry hitting .194 with a homer and 4 RBIs. Burke was way over in right center, and Essien has moved him a little closer to center. Here's a swing and a fly ball to short right center field. Burke coming over and in, and he has it. And the White Sox are retired 1-2-3. Well, Herb, we appreciate you stopping by, and have a good day out there tomorrow, and hope you have a great turnout throughout the year, and hope it grows every year for you.
Thank you very much, Warren. You know, you'll have a division championship, which is like a regional championship right here at Comiskey Park on June 25th, when finalists from this whole area will be involved, 8 youngsters, 2 in each age group, between games and just prior to the first game and between games of the White Sox Twins doubleheader on June 25th.
Good. We'll be looking forward to that. We're at the end of 2. Herb Katz, our guest. White Sox nothing, Oakland nothing.
People use our money to get the most out of life.
Helping people get the most out of life. What's it all about? Well, this year at Household Finance, we're celebrating our 100th anniversary. And in our 100 years, we've learned that different people get the most out of life in many different ways.
It'll be Jim Essien, former White Sox catcher, leading it off. Batting for the first time back in the Windy City, hitting .218 with 2 homers and 14 RBIs. Steve Stone delivers, and it's low a ball. Cleveland Indians have had some problems of late. They've lost 4 of their last 5, but they're out in front of Baltimore 3-0 in the bottom of the 5th. Here's a swing and a one-hopper to Junior Moore at third. He's got it, and he throws him out. Throw was high, pulled Lamar Johnson off the bag. Lamar had to put the tag on him. Junior just took his time, and that ball sailed on him. And there's 1 out in the 3rd, and the batter is Steve Staggs, who got on in an air. The Orioles have been hot. They've won 5 of their last 7. Boston's been hot. They've won 4 out of 5. Kansas City has just taken the measure of Seattle 3 straight. California over the White Sox 3 in a row. Milwaukee and the Yankees have each won 4 in a row. The teams that have not been hot, the White Sox have lost 4 in a row. Seattle 3 in a row. These Oakland A's 7 of 9 and 2 straight under new manager Jack McKeon. Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch to Staggs, swinging a fly ball to right. Molinaro drifting back. Right fielder is there, and he takes it. And there's 2 out. Well, interesting. Harry had Oscar Gamble on last night, and Oscar said he would like to go to Texas or California because of the clubs, because of the weather, and because he knows they've got the money to pay him. But his teammate George Hendricks was claimed on waivers. We told you 3 days ago that here's a swing and a foul to the right side by Thomas, and that both Hendricks and Gamble had been placed on waivers, and apparently the St. Louis Cardinals have claimed Hendricks and will make a deal. Actually, what happens, they claimed him and they didn't. Here's a pitch outside. When you claim somebody, the club who put you on waivers can withdraw those waivers. They want to see who's interested. Then when they withdraw the waivers, then they can make a deal. Well, that's basically what happened. They withdrew the waivers, and they and the Cardinals, talking to each other, have settled on a trade between Hendricks and pitcher Eric Rasmussen. But there's some details that have to be worked out. Primarily, Hendricks has a no-trade clause in his contract, with the exception of a trade to California. Here's the 1-2 pitch, a swing and a foul to the left side. So he wants to renegotiate his contract. Oscar Gamble has a no-trade clause in his contract, but he said he would approve a trade. Mr. and Mrs. Jim Galleri, Sr., along with the Robert Barneses, seniors and juniors, Tom Burns and Jack Bernardi, all from Toluca here. Robert Barnes, Sr. used to pitch for the White Sox back in 1924, Packy Barnes. 1 ball and 2 strikes. No score. We're in the 3rd. Here's the pitch. And it's outside of ball. Thomason fouled out his first time up. This is the first game of a 7-game homestand. You can make your reservations now by dialing Call Sox. Here's a swing and a grounder to second. Orta charging, has it, throws, got him. Nice play by Orta. 3 up and 3 down in the 3rd. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. That's still no score.
A fresh new slice of apple pie from your good friend Chevrolet. A car that fits America the way it is today. A trim car on the outside, a big car where you sit. This is in America, New Malibu is it.
As is our way, America. We took a good hard look at where you were heading, then sat down and invented an ideal car to get you there. Chevy's new Malibu is that car. A fresh new slice of apple pie from your good friend Chevrolet. And I'm stretching the point only slightly when I tell you, it looks good enough to eat. Malibu's a new size, quick size, mid-size car that's a real kick to drive. It's a crisp, fat-free car designed for today. Yet when you climb inside, you find even more headroom, legroom, and trunk room than in last year's Malibu. When it comes to value, America comes to Chevrolet. And I think you're going to find in the days and years ahead, a large slice of America is going to be coming to the new Malibu.
Warren Brown back at Comiskey Park as we go to the bottom of the 3rd. No score in the ball game. Al Worth will face George Orta, Don Kessinger, and Bill Naharodny. The White Sox blanked in the first 2 innings. White Sox have not scored now in their last 16 innings. So Orta will get it underway, hitting .247, 5 homers, and 20 RBIs. Red Sox got another run in the bottom of the 5th. They lead Detroit 3-1. Toronto and the Yankees scoreless at the end of 4. Seattle and Texas scoreless at the end of 2. Here's the pitch, outside a ball. Tippy Martinez has come in to pitch in the 5th inning for Baltimore. And Manning hit his first home run of the year for Cleveland in that 5th inning, and the Tribe lead 3-0. Here's a swing and a grounder to second. Takes a high hop, but Staggs has it, and he throws him out. So there's 1 out. And the batter is Don Kessinger, hitting .264. No homers and 7 RBIs. Red Sox getting that additional run to make it 3-1. Came off the bat of Dwight Evans. It is 7th home run of the season in the 5th with nobody on. Don Kessinger, the batter. Here on team night. Our call Sox lines are open till 9:30 tonight. You can call now for tickets to Sunday's Jacket Day or Monday's Camera Day. Here's a swing and a fly ball. Right center field. Glenn Burke is there, and the center fielder takes it. And there's 2 down. Not only can you call ahead for this weekend series, any future White Sox game. 225-5769. 225-5769 or CALLSOX. Here's the pitch to Bill Naharodny, and it's a foul ball as he cuts after it. Goes into the upper deck, hitting .255, 3 homers, 9 RBIs. Only 1 hit off of Worth. Here's the pitch, and it's low ball. That was an infield hit that really may have been handled, but a little indecision on the part of Revering and the pitcher, and nobody did handle it. And Junior Moore got on in an infield hit in the 1st inning. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Here's a swing and a base hit. That's the first clean hit of the night off of Worth, and Naharodny does it with nobody on and 2 out here in the 3rd inning. And the batter will be Ralph Garr. Flied out to left his first time up. Right-hander ready. Working out of the stretch. Here's the pitch. Inside a ball. The only base runner the White Sox have had tonight, Junior Moore, thrown out trying to steal in the 1st inning. Alan Worth. Big 6'5" youngster delivers. There's a swing and a grounder right side. Staggs has it on the outfield grass, and he throws him out. And that retires the White Sox here in the 3rd. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left on. So we're at the end of 3 complete innings of play. I'm Lauren Brown. Harry Carey and Jimmy Pearsall will be along in a minute. It's the White Sox, nothing. The A's, nothing.
Hello again, everybody. Harry Carey back in the ballpark. The Clown walking up and down the aisles, fans visiting with him. In the top of the 4th, Page will lead it off. He lined a single right his first time at bat. Oh, I'd like to win this one, Jimmy. Get the weekend started right. Start the holiday on the right foot.
Ooh,
he tried to bunt. Did it hit him or did he foul it? He fouled it.
He fouled it right on his instep. Page, with great speed, does not have to make a perfect bunt. All he has to do is get it down. He can fly.
The White Sox are filing a request with the Commissioner's Office and the American League for the placement of Claudell Washington on a 15-day supplemental disabled list, retroactive to Monday, May the 22nd, due to his injured ankle. Page fouls one back and out of play onto the roof.
Boy, you're quick tonight, Harry. You got that net up and at him, huh?
Yes, sir.
Boy, oh boy, a little sleep out there in Palm Springs, huh? Harry, baby.
2 strikes to nothing. Red Sox lead Detroit 3-1. Now the side. Steve Stone into the windup. Line drive, base hit. A curveball, and Page hit it the very same way he did in the first inning in the same spot.
Same spot up in his eyes, and Stoney not too happy because this guy will drive you crazy on base. He stole over 40 bases last year, and he just humiliates you.
I think he stole almost all of his bases. He swiped 4 of them. I think he swiped them all against the White Sox. He swiped 3 bases so far. There he goes. Here's the peg. Save. That's his 2nd stolen base of the night and his 5th of the year.
Page had a chip bone in his ankle for spring training. He didn't play until about 2 weeks ago. And that time, Rodney would have threw him out with a halfway decent throw. He threw it high, and Orta had to jump up to get it.
So they have a man in scoring position with nobody out. And Glenn Burke, the center fielder, is the hitter. He was out on strikes his first time up. Let's see how they elect to play it now. Whether they'll go for that 1 run or not. Now the stretch by Stone, the pitch on the way. Ground ball to the shortstop. Kessinger to his right. Throws to first. He's out. There's a man going to third. Safe. No, and Lamar Johnson came off first base too quickly. And the other man is safe also. Lamar Johnson came off the bag too quickly. And they ruled that Burke, who thought he was out because the play was behind him, when Lamar saw Page break for third, he came off the bag trying to get Page at third. He was late with his throw, and everybody now is safe. How are they going to call that now? There? Yep. Lamar Johnson gets the air.
Lamar really cheated, Harry, a long way. It wasn't even a close cheat. You know, usually a first baseman will cheat a little bit. Thought he was a step and a half off the bag.
Now, Steve really in trouble now. He worked out of this kind of a jam in the first by striking out Burke and Guerrero. Now there's nobody out, and here's Guerrero. The stretch, the throw to first, the runner back. The Freddie Brzezowski family is here. Freddie himself is out in Las Vegas, so he sent a message that they put on the board. The Polish prince sends his love to all the Brzezowskis. He sends his love to the family and blows his money in Vegas.
Harry, in that play, Kessinger had to go to his right deep. That's why the runner Page could go to third base easily.
Pitch out, nobody going. 1 ball, no strikes. Guerrero struck out his first time. The infield is playing back for the double play, willing to concede. There goes the runner, swung lane. Well, almost hit the runner, Page.
He
had it in him, he'd have been out.
Well, he hurt his back trying to get out of the way of it now, and he's holding it with both hands and going through all kinds of exercises.
Woo! Flexing his back down there, twisting it. But he's all right.
In the 6th, Thompson hit his 6th home run with 1 on, and that ball game now is all tied up, Detroit at Boston, in the 6th inning.
Guerrero with a count of a ball and a strike. Runners at first and third. There goes the runner. Swung on, line drive, one hop. To Horta, the only play is first base. The run scores. The other man is safe at second. The hit and run was on. Almost perfectly executed because Guerrero hit the ball hard towards right field.
Not only can they hit and run, but the runner can also steal a base if he doesn't have to hit and run. I want to tell you, they've got great speed, and you got to hold them on close to that bag, and that's what Stoney was doing. Guerrero ripped that ball.
Not only does Guerrero drive in a run, puts another man in the scoring position. And here's Dave Revering. He singled his first time up. 1-0 in favor of Oakland. The pitch. Line drive, right field, base hit. Watch the play at the plate. Molinaro throws. Here's the runner. Sliding. Safe.
I want to tell you, Burke, with that great speed, rounded third base perfect. I don't think any other runner in the park could have beat that ball to the plate. He really motored and just barely beat the throw by Molinaro. He made a good slide.
2-0 now. And I tell you, this Oakland ball club amazes you. Maybe because you expected so little from them. And they play you tough. Just as likely to beat you as not.
Why the Blues saved the franchise. They were able to get 7 outstanding players from the Giants.
Here's Alexander now. Low and outside. Oakland is a half a game out of first place. They played one more game than the Angels and lost it. So they trailed California by half a game. They're 2 games ahead of Kansas City and 2.5 ahead of Texas. The Cubs got 3 in the 4th to lead the Cardinals. Here's the pitch. Alexander hits a long drive. Way back. Molinaro at the warning track. Makes the catch. Alexander fly deep to right center. 2 men are gone.
Alexander was hit about 9 home runs and 7 for winning home runs. He is strong to both left center and right center. Boy, he almost hit that ball on the track.
Here now is Wayne Gross rolled into a double play in the second. 2-0. Favor the Oakland A's. A little bit inside. Now Stone gets set. The pitch. Here it is. Foul back and out of play. Not a bad crowd here. A beautiful night. You can't beat fun at the old ballpark, friends. Win or lose, you enjoy yourself. We had her to win, but can't always do that.
We have Jacket Day on Sunday, Harry.
Yeah, 27,000. Charlie Finley sitting down behind the Oakland dugout. 2 men are out.
Gross broke his bat on that swing. Had to go back and get a new one.
English Leather is the sponsor of that White Sox Jacket Day Sunday. The doubleheader starts at 12:30, so bring the kids here early. First come, first serve. If you're 14 years of age and under, accompanied by a paid adult, you get a Sox jacket free. Here's Gross taking a strike call. Two strikes and a ball. Ballpark looks beautiful. Shriners Day tomorrow. Struck him out swinging. A slider right in on him. 2 runs. 2 hits. 1 error. And 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Oakland 2, White Sox nothing.
Are you looking for a compact color TV table model that's ideal for bedroom, kitchen, den, or family room? Well, stop in today, your Zenith dealer, during the Zenith...
Beer being featured everywhere. It just proves that Sproles is the beer the real beer drinker goes for. And now something new for your holiday outing, an 8-pack. Not as big as the 12-pack, not as small as the 6-pack. An 8-pack, just right. 8 12-ounce bottles and one handy Stroh's pack. When you get Stroh's, you're drinking my beer, friend. So here's looking at you, and good health. Leading it off here for the White Sox, Junior Moore fouling off the first pitch for a strike.
Harry, are these guys doing a story on you for Playgirl?
I don't know, Jimmy. I think it's time and people.
Oh, time and people, huh? My.
1 strike to nothing. Junior Moore. White Sox trail now 2-0. Grab ball up the middle of the base hit. Moore gets his second hit. A single to center. And the White Sox get something going here in the bottom of the 4th. Bobby Molinaro flied deep to center when Glenn Burke made a fine catch with his back to the infield. Steps up to the plate. Junior Moore at first, nobody out. Bottom of the 4th inning. Shriners Day tomorrow. Boy, oh boy, if you've never seen one of those days, you don't know what you missed. Bring the family out. Parades and music, pomp and ceremony. Molinaro. Steps out of the batter's box. Want to wish Johnny Kerr's mother, Florence, a happy birthday. There's a line. Oh, what a play by the second baseman. A line drive. Molinaro really creamed it. Staggs made a backhanded stab, leaping. 1 out. Boy, that hurt.
I can say one thing tonight, Harry. We're hitting that ball hard. Last night, not too often until late in the ball game, but tonight we're swinging good.
They're making some fine plays, but that's what they're there for. Here's Lamar Johnson. Johnny Kerr, the basketball great. His mother, Florence, is 74 years young tonight. I thought John was 74 years old. Now the pitch. Lamar takes a ball.
You know how tall John is?
17 feet 2.
Well, shut up. Get him up in this booth.
The bigger they come, the harder they fall.
Yeah, not for you.
The pitch. Double play ball to the second baseman, Staggs, to the shortstop. The first base, Lamar Johnson, rolls into a double play. Boy, he's doing nothing. You know, he went into the game hitting .237. 4-6-3 and out. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left. At the end of 4, Oakland 2, the White Sox nothing.
WMAQ, where new red and white WMAQ is going to make me rich bumper stickers could be worth thousands of dollars in cash and prizes to you. We have over $200,000 in cash and prizes, and we're giving it all away. For a chance to be a winner, pick up your free red and white WMAQ bumper sticker from any participating True Value hardware store in the greater Chicago area and stick it on your car's rear bumper. If the Q truck stops you, you win. It's that easy. Stick it and win with WMAQ.
Now the coffee at McDonald's is so exquisite, you might expect it to be poured from a silver urn into flawless china cups. A private blend of the highest grade, most expensive Arabica beans from the best crops of the world. It is unsurpassed in excellence. It is coffee quality you can taste. Today, at participating McDonald's, where it is modestly served.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jimmy Pearsall for Emery Air Freight. Emery doesn't just go to major cities. They also go to the minors.
Harry Carey and Jimmy Pearsall. We're going into the top of the 5th, 2-0 in favor of Oakland.
Boston came up with 2 runs. They now lead Detroit 5 to 3, and they're in the 7th. How about Mayberry? He hit another home run tonight. The 6th. Toronto leads New York 2 to 0. They're in the 6th inning.
Well, the Toronto's playing tough baseball, as is Seattle. We're going to shake ourselves. Greg Meyer is going to replace Junior Moore. Moore banged into the wall, chasing a foul ball earlier. And we're talking about it, Jimmy. I guess that knee is stiffened up on him.
Because when he ran out that base hit up the middle, he was limping badly to first base, and he probably bruised something.
So Greg Pryor, normally a shortstop, is playing third. Jim Essian leading it off. The first pitch is in there for a strike call. Nobody on and nobody out. The pitch, look out, the curveball inside, evens it up with a ball and a strike. We're in the 5th. Stone delivers. Curve of beauty, a strike call. Steve, the 2 runs in the 4th inning, one of them was unearned. Now to wind up the pitch. Fastball, low and away. Teddy, he comes with that pretty good when he throws that fastball.
Certainly does, and that error created a much different inning for him. He had a pitch different.
Now the delivery swung, and he struck him out. Essian goes down swinging. That's one away and brings up Steve Staggs, the hustling little second baseman.
Harry, you used to always figure that a catcher, because he would catch a pitcher, then get traded, he should know how to hit him better than anybody else. Did you figure that? Were you the one that said that?
Yeah, we were talking about that. You would think that he would know what the fella's liable to throw in certain situations. But I guess there's a lot different catching him and hitting him.
I used to chase fly balls long and deep for certain pitchers. Then when I faced them, they pitched me better.
One man out, nobody on. There's a pitch a little bit high and inside. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 away. We're in the 5th. Good fastball, a little bit inside, though. Ball 2. Cubs are leading the Cardinals 3 to 0 in the 5th. Our surmise about Junior Moore has just been confirmed over the PA. 3 balls, no strikes. The count on Steve Staggs. The delivery by Stone is down the middle for a strike call. Staggs is one of these fellows you don't know he's around, except he's always right in the middle of everything. He makes the big play. He goes from first to third. He beats out the bunt. He hit and runs. 3-1 delivery high. He walks. He walks, too. Base on balls. Now, that's the first one that Steve has given. He has fanned 5. Here now, Gary Thomason. He's 0 for 2. Staggs, that's the 14th time he's walked. He's fanned 11 times. Throw puts the runner back. If the throw had been better, they might have had him. Staggs was leading the other way.
You know, when Oakland gets ahead of you, they'll run all the time.
Now the signal given. From the belt. Ooh, what a rip he had, but he fouled it back. I'd like to call your attention to the 4th annual Misericordia Home Golf Outing. Misericordia Home is an outstanding not-for-profit Chicago organization which cares for 200 retarded children at its south and north side home. Bill Beck's going to be their main speaker at the 4th annual golf outing in Olympia Fields, June the 5th. Thomason waiting. There goes the runner, low and inside the peg. High, a stolen base. Oh, I tell you, they're running wild here. That's a 3rd stolen base already.
Now Rodney had the tough pitch low and inside to the left-hander, and he had to come up out of there firing. He fired high again.
Here's Thomason now. Our trades just haven't panned out, have they? No. The pitch. High and inside.
You know, it's a shame, too, because Bill Veeck really trying hard to put a team on the field that could maybe go all the way, and everything just seemed to go wrong.
2 balls and a strike. Runner in scoring position. Now the pitch. He bunts. He may beat it. He's going to beat it out. No play. Boy, oh boy, what a perfect drag bunt by Thomason. These guys have shown us more baseball in 5 innings.
If Johnson stayed on the bag, Orta had charged real well. There might have been a play because Thomason doesn't run that good. But they all went for the ball, and there was nobody to cover the bag.
Those runners at first and third now, 1 out. And here's Page. Twice he is single to right. Nothing in favor of the Oakland A's. Fastball low and inside. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 man out, 2-0.
If you were going to give Johnson a rest, who would you put in first?
Bloomberg's but the only other guy that can play first base. There's the pitch, and he swung and he missed.
Schuler warming up in the bullpen for the White Sox.
A ball and a strike. Toronto leading the Yankees 2-0 in the 7th. The outfield plays Page deep everywhere. The pitch. Swung and he missed off speed. 2 strikes and a ball.
You think he didn't jump at that ball, Harry? It was in his eyes. He wanted to hit on the roof.
You know, the White Sox have played 16 games out of their 38 in which they scored 2 runs or less. 12 times they made 1 run or less. Now the pitcher it is. Look out inside. 18 times, almost half their games, they scored 3 runs or less. Well, you take 12 times, 1/3. There's a throw to first. They almost had him.
Threw it hard. He'd have got it.
Thomason slipped getting back. When you figure 1/3 of your games, you only make 1 run or less. Boy, that's pretty tough to win 1-0 these days. 2-2 pitch. There goes the runner. Swung, and he fouled it off his foot. Boy, you notice how much running this Oakland ball club is doing. It's really an exciting style of baseball to watch.
Too bad Bobby Winkle just felt that he couldn't handle the situation because he had done a great job with these kids, both fundamentally and morale-wise. They were very happy with him.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, it's up to Jack McKeon now to keep the morale up. I think Jack, experienced baseball man, knows the game with anybody. 2-2 delivery. There goes the runner again. Bouncing ball. Foul. Lamar Johnson. Crowd getting on Lamar. He fumbled that one, but it was foul.
I wish that ball had stayed fair, Harry. I wish that ball had stayed fair. We'd have had a break because get this guy out of there. He's a tough out. He's already got 2 hits.
Page hitting .287 with 3 homers. Runners at first and third. Steve Stone looks down. Schuler in the bullpen. The stretch. 2-2 delivery. High pop foul might stay in play. Naharodny, no chance on the screen. Do you know, Jimmy, this is our 39th game, I believe. Do you know that our starting pitchers, all of them, our starting pitchers have averaged 5 1/3 innings. In other words, on the average, our starting pitchers had to be relieved by the 6th inning. So that puts a lot of pressure on your bullpen, and they have had their problem. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 8 times the White Sox led in the 7th inning and later and lost. There goes the runner on first. Struck him out. There's a throw. Save, another stolen base. The other runner held at third base.
Now Rodney really pressing right now, Harry, is trying to throw the ball too hard. And when he does, it takes off on him. That time he almost threw that ball in the center field. The young man really works hard and he wants to do well, but you've got to cool yourself back there and can't try to overthrow because you lose your rhythm and your good throw.
That's a fourth stolen base for the Oakland A's. Here now is Glenn Burke. Runners at second and third. The pitch foul back. Strike one.
You know, Oakland ERA, the whole pitching staff is 2.56. That's amazing considering ours is 4.43. And the A's as a team are only hitting 243, so the pitching staff has been carrying the ball club.
One strike, that's the name of the game, as they've always said. Right-hand hitter. Glenn Burke, nothing out of two. Now the side. Stone's pitch. Fouled it back. Boy, he had that fastball high and tight on him. He's ahead of him now. Strike two. You think Jim Essian's getting a little kick out of all this down there in the Oakland dugout?
I don't know any ball player that gets traded because back and plays his own ball club. Don't like to kick their brains in. That's human nature.
Essian hasn't done anything himself, but I mean all the stolen bases on the fellow they traded Essian so they could play. 2 strikes and nothing. Burke the hitter. We're in the 5th. Now Stone is set. The delivery. Wide, a slider. 2 strikes and a ball. They play Burke around to left. Here's the pitch. High pop foul back and out of play. This fellow looks like he can hit the ball to the opposite field.
He certainly does, and Stone is reaching back. He pitched Mitchell Page as good as you can pitch him. He had him swing at tough pitches, kept the ball eating him up inside, and then got him out.
2 strikes and a ball. Now the signal given. Here's the pitch. Struck him out. Good curveball on the outside corner. So Steve Stone worked out of that inning pretty well. No run. 1 hit. No errors, 2 left. We move now to the bottom of the 5th. Oakland 2, the White Sox nothing.
When it comes to mowing your lawn, True Value Hardware stores can put you in command. They are offering the Jacobson 21-inch self-propelled mower with an exclusive Pace Command for just $199.88. With Pace Command, you can choose separate speeds for cutting and walking to make mowing more comfortable and more efficient. The twist grip handle is another exclusive feature you'll find on the Jacobson 21-inch mower. Keeps the wheels disengaged until you're ready to go. And the Jacobson 21-inch self-propelled mower from True Value Hardware stores also comes with handy grass catcher that keeps clippings in their place. Get the Jacobson 21-inch self-propelled mower with Pace Command, twist grip handle, grass catcher for just $199.88 at participating True Value Hardware stores.
True Value Hardware is more than just a name. It's a way of doing business that means True Value.
Carey back at the ballpark. White Sox come up for the bottom of the 5th inning. They're trailing 2-0. The drummer boy's over there. The drummer boy, George. See if we can pick him up. Cleveland 3, Baltimore 2 in the 7th. Seattle has taken the lead 3-2 in Texas in the 5th. Lemon waiting to pitch. Here it is. Swung, and he missed. And he's in the hole, strike two. The Cubs lead St. Louis 3-0 in the sixth. Listen to him. The drummer boy leading the crowd. Two strikes and a ball. The delivery, a little bit inside to even it up. White Sox trailing 2-0. Chet Lemon leading it off. The designated hitter tonight. There's a pitch fouled into the upper deck. 2 balls, 2 strikes. White Sox have made only 3 hits. Boy, they've been in a batting slump. Now the signal. The delivery by Alan Worth. Swung on and popped up. Guerrero, the shortstop, going out, makes the catch. 1 out.
Seattle came up with 3 runs in the 5th. They now lead Texas 3-2. Boy, they're pesky. Kansas City at Minnesota was canceled due to rain.
And Toronto leading the Yankees 2-0. Milwaukee at California hasn't started. Red Sox are leading Detroit 5-3. It's White Sox baseball coming your way through WMAQ, NBC in Chicago. Henry Cruz, the hitter. 1 man out. The pitch. Fastball, low and outside. Alan Worth was obtained from the Giant organization. 21 years old.
Pitched at Waterbury last year and won 15 and lost 5, which is unusual. You don't find many pitchers coming up anymore with that kind of a record, and that was from Double-A.
Now the pitch swung on. There's a drive. Way back. It might be out of here. It could be. Hey, it is caught right up against the wall. Holy cow. That ball just died at the last moment. I thought Thomason was going to turn around and watch it land in the upper deck. Instead, he backed against the wall, reached up and hauled it in. 2 gone. That brings up George Orta.
Boy, Cruz really mad. Ripped that helmet.
Mike Thomason played the ball well. He got back there quickly rather than stumbling around. And then he was able to elongate himself up against the wall. Curve low.
It was hit so high, Harry, that it lost its distance because it was way up in the air. He hit it a mile in the air.
2 men are out. Now the pitch, here it is, low. Say, if you're starting your holiday outing now, be careful wherever you're driving. Be sure to check on that supply of Stroh's beer, too. Look for that convenient 8-pack. There's a pitch low, ball 3. Young Worth has not walked anybody.
Well, let's get something started with 2 outs. This is something we haven't done this year. Come on.
3 balls, no strikes. There's a fastball for a strike call. Oakland leading 2-0. Worth into the windup. There's a bouncing ball through the middle. Guerrero has it. Throws in time. Nice play. 1, 2, 3. Nothing across. At the end of 5. Oakland 2, the White Sox nothing.
Well, I remember way back in '52 and those magic moments with Mary Lou, hanging out at the drive-in in my '57 Ford V8.
Hey, Rocky, I bet my Ford's better than your Ford. Oh, yeah? What do you got in that thing? Yeah, well, I got a new set of Champion Plus. Oh, well. Hey, listen, man, I just remembered I got to get my ducktail trimmed, right? Hey, Rocky, I bet my Pinto gets better mileage than your Pinto, yeah? Tell me, what do you got in that thing? Yeah, well, I got a new set of Champion Plus. Oh, wow. Hey, I got a split. I just remembered I got to get a hair transplant, all right? Hey, times change, man.
Buy a better plug for any kind of car than Champion. You can't buy a better plug
top of the sixth inning. The White Sox are trailing 2-0. Dennis Brio of Time, Life, and People magazine, and Dale Whitner, his photographer. Enjoying the game here tonight as we go now into the top of the sixth. Guerrero, 1 out of 2 is driven in a run. Oakland doesn't explode too often for a lot of runs. They get the good pitching, good defense, and kill you with speed. Here's a pitch low, ball one. This is the kind of team, really, that won the last championship they ever had in Chicago. Guerrero hits one down the third base line, a base hit. He rounds first base, but he holds up. Boy, they got these guys hustling. He really went down that line. He was ready to go for 2. And yet, you know that in '59, when the White Sox won, that's the way they won, wasn't it? With pitching and speed and defense.
You know who they beat out? Cleveland Indians. We lost by 1. They used to get a walk, a stolen base, ground ball to second, and a pop fly to center field, and slide into the plate.
That's the kind of team Oakland seems to have. Here's Reverie now, runner at first, nobody out. There's a pitch, squib right back to the pitcher, throws the second one. Pressing to the first, goes. Reverie rolls into a double play. Steve Stone, the best fielding pitcher on the staff, came up with that ball, fired right over the bag. Kessinger coming across perfectly, relaying to first base.
Ralph Garr made this whole play possible. By hustling on that ball down the left field line and holding Guerrero to a single, we were able to get this double play. So Ralph really hustling helped us.
2 men are gone. Here's Alexander now. Here's the pitch. Her ball low outside. Top of the sixth. 2-0 in favor of Oakland. Cubs are leading the Cardinals 3-0 in the sixth. A ball and a strike. Alexander steps out of the batter's box. The Cubs have increased their lead to 6-0 over St. Louis now. Now the wind, the pitch, here it is. Fastball inside. 2 balls in the strike.
You got your own ticker tape, huh?
Yeah, one of the fans just passed along the information. 2 balls in the strike. Swung on, hot shot. Fryer knocks it down, picks it up, and throws it out. Good play. What an arm that kid had. Off balance, too. No runs, 1 hit. No errors, nobody left. We're going into the bottom of the sixth. Oakland 2, the White Sox nothing.
Stretched by Brewster. Here's the pitch. Curveball at the knees. Strike 3. Sides retired. This is Kurt Gowdy for your Clark Lift Truck dealer. You know, although baseball is more than 135 years old, it wasn't until the game was already 30 years old that the first curveball was thrown. In 1867, a man named William A. Candy Cummings tossed that phenomenon to the surprise of the batter who was facing him at the time. And we've got an equally surprising phenomenon for users of forklift trucks. There's a strong competitor to a Clark lift truck that costs about half as much. This lift truck can deliver thousands of hours of reliable service. Clark's strongest competitor? A used Clark. To find out more about this phenomenon, see your Clark dealer today. Tell him Kurt Gowdy sent you, and you want a straight pitch on used lift trucks.
See your Clark Lift of Chicago dealer for lift truck savings that are straight down the middle. That's Clark Lift of Chicago, the lift truck people.
Harry Carey back in the ballpark. They're going to the bottom of the sixth. Say when I say to you that Stroh's is a beer for the real beer drinker, I guess I know what I'm talking about. But you don't fool the real beer drinkers. And that's why I'm so proud of the success of Stroh's beer in this area. A newcomer into a tough beer market one short year ago, today Stroh's knows popular acceptance everywhere. Wherever you go, you'll find Stroh's on tap or in bottles at the ballpark, at the corner tavern, or the swankiest of places. The real beer drinker knows that in Stroh's, he's found a beer that he truly enjoys. So join the crowd. Ask for Stroh's. That's what I do. Incidentally, Strohs has come out with a new pack. Not too big, not too small, just right. The 8-pack. 8 barrels of 12-ounce beer in a convenient Strohs package. Look for it, especially on this holiday outing or weekend. Bottom of the 6th. Kessinger leading it off. First pitch in there, strike off. There's a curveball a bit low. An interesting ball game, but Oakland leads 2-0. 1 ball, 1 strike. Fastball swung on, roller to the first baseman. Revering's got it, steps on the bat. 1 away, and here is Naharandi, who has 1 of the 3 hits. The White Sox had 4 hits in being shut out last night. Had 4 hits in scoring 1 run Wednesday. So we have had trouble scoring. 19 consecutive scoreless innings.
Last time we faced Words, we got 5 hits and 3 runs in 6 2/3 innings. Let's start right now.
1 out, nobody on the pitch. A bouncing ball foul, and the count is evened up with a ball and a strike. The Cubs 6, the Cardinals nothing in the 7th. So the Cubbies sure to hold on to first place. And the Phillies are losing at Atlanta. Now the pitch, here it is. Look out, low and inside.
Evans hit a home run for Boston in the 8th with none on. They now lead 6-3 in the 9th. At Boston with Detroit batting.
1 man out, nobody on. 2 balls and a strike. Now the delivery, here it is. Curveball, low, ball 3. Bill Naharodny trying to get on there. Nancy Faust stepping up the crowd. The pitch. There's a long drive. Way back. Burke on the run. Might be out of here. It is. Holy cow. Naharodny. More than 400 feet away from home plate. Into the deep left center field stand. And the crowd. Listen to the scoreboard. Naharodny's 4th home run of the year.
And that'll bring action in the Oakland bullpen. Lacey, a left-hander, warming up.
Everybody comes in to talk to Worth now. So the White Sox have broken the ice. There's a delayed explosion out there.
That's Bush, Harry. That came from the upper deck.
1 man out. Making an announcement to the crowd about fans who throw fireworks. 1 out. Ralph Guard, the batter. Fastball high.
Right-hander Sosa warming up in the bullpen. He has won 5 and saved 6.
They've had a good bullpen. Serve outside. Ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Oakland leading the White Sox 2-1. Ooh, what a cut Ralph had. He really spun around trying to give that ball a ride.
That 21-year-old youngster flirting with danger.
Got a lot of poise out there, though. 2 balls and a strike. Bouncing ball's going to be easy. Staggs has got it. Over to first for the out. And now Greg Fryer, who replaced Junior Moore at third base, will be the hitter. Eric Satterholm being rested tonight. Eric's been in a slump. They're hoping maybe after the tough trip, a day of rest, and he'll bounce back. Soderholm's hitting only .208. Pryor takes it inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Pryor hitting .250. Lines one to left, a base hit. He rounds first base, and he's going to hold. Good throw by Page back in the second base. Pryor lined a single over to third baseman's head. And there's Bobby Molinaro, who twice has hit the ball on the nose.
Young man keeping that ball up high. That's when you start losing it. He got away with Gar. He threw it up there to Gar, but Gar beat it in the ground.
Bobby Molinaro. The crowd is alive. High fly ball, left center field will be caught. Page is there waiting. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, 1 left. This is Harry Carey going back over to television. The score at the end of 6. Oakland 2, the White Sox 1.
We love baseball, hot dogs, apple pie, Chevrolet. Baseball, hot dogs, apple pie, Chevrolet.
Wet your lips, America, because Chevy's serving up a fresh new slice of apple pie. A tasty new mid-sized car called Malibu that's so right for so many people right now, you'd be inclined to believe it was designed by John Q. Public himself. It's got crisp, good look, a nice trim body, and even more headroom, more legroom, and more trunk room than last year's Malibu. It's a car that's going to get you grinning when you point it down the road. Now, I ask you, America, isn't that what you had in mind? When it comes to value, America comes to Chevrolet. Juicy.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jimmy Pearsall for Emery Air Freight. If you have a package to deliver, you got to be crazy not to use Emery.
Hi again, everybody. Lauren Brown along with Jimmy Pearsall as we go to the 7th inning. Oakland out in front here by a score of 2-1. Kansas City got rained out up at Minnesota tonight. Milwaukee will be getting underway shortly in California. That ought to be a good series. The Brewers are hot of late. They've won 4 in a row. California's won 3 in a row, 5 out of 7. And the Angels will be in here on camera day, Monday afternoon. And a night game Tuesday night and Wednesday night. It's really weird here in Illinois, Jimmy. Wayne Gross leads it off. Some schools are off Monday and Tuesday. Some schools are off Tuesday and not Monday, and some are off Monday and not Tuesday. Here's a swing and a base hit by Wayne Gross to lead it off. The A's have gotten their leadoff man on 5 out of 7 innings.
Whoever the hitting coach for Oakland would like to get down and shake Gross's hand because he hits everything to the right side all the time. That's why he has trouble hitting for average, and that ball he hits beautifully out of the left field.
Jim Essie in the batter. He has grounded out to third, and he has struck out. The A's with 2 runs in the 4th, 1 of them unearned, and the White Sox with a run in the 6th and a home run by Naharodny, his 4th of the year in left center field. They're looking for the bunt. Here it is. Pryor has it. His only play to first, and he throws and gets him. Had to wait a moment till Orta got to first base.
Yeah, I can't believe that.
And the sacrifice is successful with Gross going to second.
I can't believe that you have to wait until the second baseman gets there. He's got nowhere else to go but to the bag. Almost had to throw the ball away.
So Steve Staggs, the batter.
Willoughby warming up in the bullpen, a right-hander for the White Sox.
Staggs has gotten on in an air. He's flied out to right, and he has walked. So he's 0 for 2 officially, though he's been on base twice. Stone taking a lot of time. Now he's ready. Here's the first pitch to the right-handed hitter, and it's down low, a ball.
Staggs is tough out. He stands way up in the box. He's got an unusual stance where when he does stride sometimes, he's out of that front line. which is they call the batter's box.
1 ball, no strikes. Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch, and it's high and inside a ball.
Stone having trouble getting the ball over to him as Naharodny goes out to the mound. He walked him in the 5th inning, and now he's looking down for a sign. They're playing him real shallow. All outfielders are shallow.
The Yankees got 4 in the 7th. Jim Spencer hit his 5th home run of the season, a grand slammer to account for all 4 runs.
That's 6 RBIs for him in 2 days.
Right-hander ready. 2-0 pitch. High, ball 3.
I can't believe that Stoney's trying to be that careful with him, because certainly he doesn't hit the ball that far.
Steve Renko will be going out here tomorrow. Here's a pitch up high, a ball in the 3-0 count. He walked him on 4 straight pitches. Only the second walk given up by Stone. Well, one thing this does do now with Thomason, a left-handed hitter coming up, is set up the double play. Runners at first and second with 1 out. Staggs has walked twice tonight. Thomason bunted his way on his last time up, 1 for 3. Right-hander ready. Out of the stretch, here's the pitch. High and inside a ball. 5 straight bad ones.
Stone looks like he's losing it right now.
Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch. Swing and a shot. Fair ball down the right field line. 1 run is in. And a fan grabs the ball down there. And the runner, Staggs, or rather, Staggs, who had been at first, will have to go back to third. Molinaro having some problems with fans reaching out after the ball, and fan grabbed it, and it's a ground rule double. Red Shandy's arguing that the run should have been allowed to score. And the A's lead 3-1 on Thomason's double and his 10th RBI of the year.
Delaunay is going in a run for Thomason, I think. And that ball, without any doubt, would have scored both runners. As soon as it hit that wall, it would carry him off of there. And Staggs can fly, but it's a hard call for an umpire.
Well, the umpire at first makes the decision. Then the umpire behind the plate, Mike Riley, immediately when the call was made, pointed to where Staggs was at. He kept coming, but he pointed, go back, because that's where you were when the fan touched the ball. I got to believe...
That isn't the reason, Lauren. It isn't where you were. If he could have scored with his speed...
That's the decision. That's right. But he pointed there saying, go back.
And third, he said he wanted to get third.
That was his decision.
Yeah, that's right.
That he would not have scored. Now,
but if he wanted to let him score, he could, right?
Well, that's right. If he felt that he would have. Now, I think there has to be a little more leeway and say, hey, there's no way Molinaro's going to throw that guy out if he's walking from third base in that situation.
He could have threw him out with a bazooka.
So the criteria that the umpires use is that if he's close enough to that base, that's where he's going to be put. If he's further down, then he'll go in advance to that other base.
In other words, it's a judgment call, and there's nothing he can do about it.
That's right. They're going to intentionally walk Mitchell Page here to load the bases. So Delaunay, pinch running for Thomason's at second. Staggs is at third, and Page on the intentional walk. Second walk in the inning given up by Stone in the third of the night. And the batter is Burke. He's 0 for 3, got on an error and scored. 3-1. The A's are out in front. Stone in the windup. Here's the pitch to Burke. Swing and a miss. He's been pitching him high most of the night.
He has, and I think Stone has struck out 7 tonight so far, and this has made him throw a lot of pitches. And it's a hot, muggy night as he steps off that rubber and wipes the perspiration off his brow. So we'd like to get a double play, but it's going to have to be in a hurry because this kid can fly.
Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch. Swinging a hopper up the middle. Orta has it. Steps on second. Throws to first. Got him. Nice play by Orta. That ball hopped over Stone, and Orta got it right behind the bag at second. Stepped on it. Threw to first to double up Burke. And the White Sox get out of any problem that could have been very serious. But as it is, only one run on 2 hits. It's 3-1 going the bottom of the 7th. Let's go over to Harry Carey.
Hardware stores offer the best friend a painter ever had. A True Test 8-piece roller painting set for just $3.99. It'll help make your painting job easier because it contains almost everything you need. All you add is the paint. The set includes a 9-inch roller color, a frame, an extension pole to help you get to those hard-to-reach spots, a 1.5-inch trim brush, a paint tray, a brush holder, and more. Get the best friend a painter ever had. Get the True Test 8-piece roller painting set for just $3.99 at participating True Value hardware stores and see the colorful selection of True Test paints. There are special prices during National True Test Paint Week from now until June 4th at participating True Value hardware stores and home centers.
True Value Hardware is more than just a name. It's a way of doing business that is True Value.
Murray out in left field. Well, I tell you, this Oakland organization, we know of Murray out in left. Bob Finnegan, the PA announcer, and this is where the White Sox get the information. He's got Marty Perez in left, he announced to the crowd. I'm not putting down Bob Finnegan, but here's a swing and a foul off the bat of Lamar. What I'm saying is that the Oakland organization doesn't even inform the people they're playing who's in the lineup and who's on their roster. And it's Murray who's out in left field. We know it because we saw him last weekend. DeLaunay out in right field. Here's the pitch to Lamar, low ball.
The Oakland owner's upset about it, too. He knows that Perez is not with the ball club, but why don't he get somebody and pay him so they do the job like every other ball club?
1 ball, 1 strike to Lamar. 0 for 2 tonight. 3-1 Oakland leading. Swinging a grounder foul to the left side.
Lamar swings bad. Can't seem to get those hands out in front. He is just feeling for balls.
Baltimore on Smith's home run tied up Cleveland 3-3 at the end of 8. Sanguillen just did his 7th with a man on in the 2nd. In the 7th, it was his 2nd of the year. Here's the pitch called strike 3. Struck him out on the outside corner. Looked like a slider. Either that or a very hard curveball.
It's a tough pitch to take with 2 strikes.
That is the first strikeout.
Lamar
Finnegan just corrected for the fans who is out there. Well, that's the way this operation is run on a shoestring at Oakland, but yet they're getting great mileage out of these young players who are hungry.
But making no money.
Here's the pitch, and it's low ball. This may be the biggest crowd they've played before this year.
Their road attendance is twice as much as their home attendance, I think.
Chet Lemon is flied out, and he has popped up to the shortstop. Oh, yeah. In fact, there's a pitch outside. They're averaging twice as many people on the road than at home. 13,416 on an average see them on the road, while 6,153 see them at home on an average day.
But on the road, you get 25 cents.
Here's the 3-0 pitch, and it's inside a ball. Got some activity down in the Oakland bullpen. Looks like Sosa, a right-hander, and Bob Lacey, a left-hander. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Time is called. It was low and away. Would have walked him.
You know, I wish they'd make a rule and stick to it. Here's a pitcher ready to follow through, and the hitter steps out. The rule states that you can't get out of the box when a pitcher's ready to make his delivery. But the umpire always seems to jump out of there. Some pitcher's going to hurt his arm someday.
Philadelphia got beat again. 4-2 by Atlanta this time. Pitch up high, a ball. He walked him. All right, the tying run coming up in the form of Cruz. And here comes Jack McKeon. He may make a move. He will. He's going to bring in Lacey, the left-hander. So, with a change in pitchers, let's pause for this message.
Hello? What?
Oh, Hi, Dad. Did I wake you?
No, it's only 3 in the morning. You know you woke me?
Who is it, Norm?
Our son.
What's wrong? Why is he calling?
What's wrong? Why are you calling?
Well, Shirley bought a new potato chip, Dad.
What?
Sounded like Shirley tripped over a potato.
Oh, let me have that. Hello, Robert?
Mom, you know how you always told me that Jay's was a natural potato chip?
Jay's, yes?
Well, Shirley bought another natural one.
Oh, my...
You know, the one that says Farmer Berkeley's Farm Fresh in a fancy foil package?
Robert, tell Shirley she's giving an arm and a leg when she doesn't have to.
An arm and a leg?
Jay's are made from fresh whole potatoes, corn and cottonseed oil, and salt with no preservatives.
I'm getting dressed.
And most important, you don't have to pay a premium price for Jay's. Now, you tell her.
What hospital is she in?
Norm, shh. Also tell Shirley Jay's was a natural potato chip long before it was natural to be natural.
Tell them I'm on my way.
Right. Your father says he's on his way.
Oh, thanks, Mom. I appreciate it. Where's Dad going?
Not very far. He just put on my skirt and blouse.
Jay's, the natural potato chip, at a price you can afford, naturally.
Like they are? Oh, yeah. Warren Brown and Jimmy Pearsall back at Comiskey Park. Bob Lacey, a left-hander, has come in. And Wayne Nordhagen is going to be the pinch hitter for Cruz. Worth went 6 in the third innings, allowed 1 run on 5 hits, including a homer, walked a man and struck out a man. The latter two statistics happening here in the 7th inning.
Lacey is making his 22nd appearance out of 41 games for the A's. He's won 3 and lost 2. He's got a great ERA of 2.51. He's pitched 28 innings. And Worth lost us in Oakland when he went 6 2/3, gave up 5 hits and 3 runs. So the young man is having trouble going by the 6th inning.
Wayne Nordhagen, the batter. Nordhagen hitting .247, 2 homers, and 13 RBIs. Left-hander ready. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss.
You know, Rice is going to hit 100 home runs. He's got another one tonight. He's got 16 as Boston won 6-3 over Detroit.
Now the Red Sox are hot. They've won 5 of their last 6. Tigers have lost 5 of their last 6. Here's the pitch. Called strike in the outside corner.
Lee won his 7th game. He's now 7-1, and he won it at home. So he's a tough left-hander in Fenway Park.
So Nordhagen is in the hole. Two strikes. Here's the pitch. Here's a swing and a shot to left, but Murray is there, and he's got it. And there are 2 down. Hit it well, but right at the left fielder, Murray.
Boy, if he'd been a little quicker, he'd have hit that ball out because it got him on the label of the bat. But he's so strong, he can drive it. But Lacey knows how to pitch now. He moves the ball around. And he's had plenty of work so far this year. As Estien's on the mound now, talking to him about how he wants to pitch to Orta.
Orta 0 for 2 tonight. He's grounded out to the second baseman and to the shortstop. 3-1. Oakland out in front. We're in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Left-hander ready. Here's the pitch, and it's blowing away a ball. Nordhagen trotting down to the bullpen, and I think he's going to loosen up. He'll most likely be in right field when we go to the 8th inning. Lacey ready. Here's the pitch, and it's a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike to Orta. The A's with 2 runs in the 4th, 1 in the 7th. The White Sox, their lone run, a home run by Naharodny in the 6th. Here's the pitch, outside a ball. 2 balls and a strike. Jim Spencer's grand slam home run has the Yankees out in front of Toronto, 4-3 in the bottom of the 8th. Left-hander ready. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Seattle and Texas are deadlocked 3-3. That game at the end of 5 innings of play. Kansas City, Minnesota rained out tonight. Left-hander ready, the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a foul, just got a piece of it.
That's the best cut George Orta has had off a left-hander in quite a while. Last year, George was real effective hitting the ball up the middle off of left-handers into left center field, but for some reason, he's been over-anxious hitting a lot of balls to second base, getting out in front too much.
White Sox and the A's will be right back out here tomorrow afternoon. It'll be Shrine afternoon. Parades before the ball game with all the Shriners. Benefits going to the Children's Hospital. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swinging a grounder left side. He might beat it out. Here's no play at all. As he got jammed and just sort of in and out of the ball to the left side, Guerrero went to his right, and Chet Lemon may have pulled him up lame at second base and hurt himself again as he dove into second. Walking around out there, and the White Sox now have the tying runs on base with Kessinger, the batter.
Orta, protecting the plate, choked up and just tried to hit it somewhere, and as Lawrence said, he was really jammed. But we had some speed on the bases. Lemon hustling to second base. No way was Guerrero going to throw him out.
All right, Kessinger, the batter. Now Essien bringing Delaunay in right field. They're playing him shallow and straight away. Here's a play at second, and a throw not in time as the second baseman Staggs got to the bag, and Lacey threw late trying to pick off Chet Lemon. Left-hander ready. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. 3-1, Oakland out in front. The White Sox with runners at first and second and 2 out here in the 7th inning. Lacey ready. Runners take their lead. Here's the pitch. Swinging a foul off the Kessinger. He's in the hole 0-2.
Last 2 nights, especially against Fernando last night, Kessinger was way out in front at that changeup, and now the first 2 pitches here, he seems to be awfully anxious right-handed. Gross is playing him on the line to guard against the double. And the outfield is rather shallow, and if Kessinger ever hits one in the gap, he'll liable to get one for 3, score everybody.
Lacey, like Al Worth, both from Mesa, Arizona. The man he relieved, he's about the same size, 6'5", 200-pounder, but he's a left-hander. Here's the 2-strike pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out on 3 pitches. In the inning, no runs, 1 hit, 2 left. We're at the end of 7. Oakland 3, the White Sox 1.
Have we got buyers for you when you list your house with us? Have we got buyers for you? We're a company you can trust. We're members of the biggest relocation association in the world. It's called Relo. It's in the buyers. So you should list your house with us.
When it's time to sell your house, your nearby Relo member has the buyers you want, both in this area and moving here from out of town. And if you're relocating, he can put you in touch with a Relo member wherever you're moving. There are over 135 Relo offices in Chicagoland, such as Percy W. Kump and Company, serving the southwest suburbs with integrity since 1952. And there's Randy Hutchinson, realtor serving Aurora, the Fox River Valley, and the far western suburbs.
We're part of Relo. So you should list your house with us.
Lord Brown back with Comiskey Park as we go to the 8th inning. 3-1 ball game. Oakland out in front. Lee Sang, the pitching coach of the A's, also coaching first, talking with Bill Haller and Mike Riley about, I presume, that play down the right side. In fact, Lee was pointing down there about the ground rule double and holding the runner up at third base, which turned out to cost the A's a run. And it's a 3-1 ball game here. Nordhagen has come in the ball game to play in right field, and Bob Molinaro has moved over to center field. So we've got Gar in left, Molinaro in center, and Nordhagen in right. Mario Guerrero, the shortstop, leads it off. He's 1 for 3, a single. Got credit for driving in the first run of the night on an infield out. Steve Stone on the mound. Right-hander goes in the windup. Here's the pitch. And a breaking ball misses. Ball one. Stone walked 3 tonight. 1 intentionally. Here's a swing and a fly ball to left. Gar backing up. He's there. And he's got it for the first out of the inning. And he has struck out 7. And the batter, Dave Revering. 2 for 3. A pair of singles and an RBI. Cubs hammering the Cardinals 6-0 in the bottom of the 7th, shooting for their 6th straight. The Giants in a big series opening up tonight with Vida Blue going against Bert Hooton. And the Giants host the Dodgers. Here's a pitch high and inside a ball. Opening of a big series at Fenway Park tonight saw the Red Sox beat the Tigers 6-3. Here's the pitch, swing and a foul off the top of the Oakland dugout. And it went inside, actually, and then shot right back out. I thought it hit that little part of the top of the roof. Hayes down there checking somebody out. Their trainer, Joe Romo, is checking on someone. Right-hander ready. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. May have hit one of the players in there. Pete Broberg. Broberg going to the trainer's room. He may have got nicked with that foul ball. Nobody on, 1 out here in the 8th. Here's the pitch. There's a swing and a fly ball to right. Nordhagen coming in, and he takes it as Revering flies out to right for the 2nd out of the inning. 2 up and 2 down, and Gary Alexander, the designated hitter, the batter. He is struck out, flied out, and grounded out. Renko is a probable for tomorrow. Probably see Renko tomorrow and Johnson and Keogh in the doubleheader on Sunday. White Sox will be going with Wilbur Wood out here tomorrow afternoon. Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch up high a ball. Tomorrow is Shrine Day. The Medina and Oric Temples will stage a pregame parade and program beginning at 12:30. Here's a pitch high and inside. Also, holders of open pit barbecue sauce labels will receive a free White Sox helmet at a special redemption center in the main concourse free. Here's the pitch up high a ball. Then Jacket Day on Sunday. 27,000 jackets to be given away free to the first 27,000 youngsters, 14 and under, accompanied by a paid adult. 3-0 pitch to Alexander. That's a strike. Then the Angels come to town Monday night. Doesn't look like we'll see Tanana next time. Here's a swing and a shot to second. And Orta has it as Alexander lines out. And the A's are down 1-2-3 in the 8th. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Oakland 3, the White Sox 1.
People use our money to get the most out of life, like a trip too far away, something that you need today.
This time of year, a lot of people start to make vacation plans. They think about where to go and the best way to get there. And they think about how to pay for that vacation, too. That's where an HFC vacation loan comes in. HFC's vacation loan is a good way to enjoy yourself without waiting to save all the money you need. Household Finance, an equal opportunity lender.
People use our money to get the most out of life.
The HFC loan offers a wide variety of payment plans to choose from. HFC, people use their money to get the most out of life. So you phone book for the HFC office nearest you.
Everyone out there who loves the dancing, hear some dancing music from the folks who make soul. You're gonna like it so. For more than 200 years, they've been making great beer with soul. The
Store Brewery Company, Detroit, Michigan.
Warren Brown back at Comiskey Park. I think I told you that we're going to the bottom of the ninth. Fortunately, we are not. We are going to the bottom of the eighth inning. White Sox trailing here by a score of 3-1. Bill Naharodny will lead it off. He hit a home run tonight for the only White Sox run, and the first pitch by Lacey is low and away a ball. Worth went 6 1/3 innings, allowed 1 run on 5 hits. That was the home run to Naharodny. Here's the pitch, and it's low, ball 2. Lacey has faced 3 men, and he's retired 2 of them. Left-hander ready. Here's the pitch. Called strike in the outside corner. Barrios and Willoughby, a pair of right-handers, loosening up in the White Sox bullpen. Left-hander ready. Here's the pitch. Swing and a foul. Back to the screen. Evens it up at 2-2. White Sox trying to snap a 4-game losing streak here tonight. Well, I'll tell you, White Sox have not played the best baseball ever seen. Really have been lacking something, a spark or so. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. After being behind 2-0, he came back and got him on the next 3 pitches. 2 strikeouts. Alan Bannister will bat for Ralph Garr here. Alan got a base hit last night, pinch hitting, his first of the year. But I'll tell you, you've got to give these fans credit. Good crowd on hand tonight. Like most of the seats filled from the right field corner to around the left field corner in the lower deck. Goodly number in the upper deck, and a good crowd out in left field, right field, center field. Here's the pitch of ball. Allen with 1 hit at 9 times up. That hit came last night. Left-hander ready. Here's the pitch. There's a swing and a grounder to the third baseman. Gross, he's got it, and he throws him out. 2 down. 2 up and 2 down. And the right-hander, Sosa. Down in the Oakland bullpen as Greg Pryor steps up. Pryor came on to play for Junior Moore, who banged his knee up against the retaining wall of the box seats earlier, and the knees stiffened up on him. Junior was 2 for 2, and Pryor has a base hit in his only appearance tonight. Left-hander ready. Here's the pitch. That's the strike. Nobody on, 2 out. It's getting late on the south side. Oakland 3, the White Sox 1. Left-hander ready. Here's the pitch. And it's outside of ball. Yankees winning in the bottom of the 8th. They're in the 9th at Baltimore. Cleveland and the Orioles are tied. Seattle and Texas tied in the 7th. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Here's a swing and a grounder up the middle. Staggs to his right, has it, sets himself, throws, and he gets him by a couple of steps. And the White Sox are retired 1, 2, 3 in the 8th. So we go to the 9th. Oakland 3, the White Sox 1.
Did you ever see a Sunday smile?
No, but I once saw a glass bowl. That's a Sunday smile.
McDonald's Sunday glass and stack. There must be.
It's glass.
Collect and laugh and lashes. Hot with caramel strawberry. Big vanilla taste.
Great taste.
Food up for Sunday smiles and glasses to a face.
Now you can buy a McDonald's sundae in a reusable glass.
At McDonald's.
What a value.
We do it all for you.
Offer expires June 4th at participating McDonald's.
Sit in the shadows of some of baseball's all-time greats. Eddie Walsh, Red Favor, Ted Lyons, Billy Pierce, and many others, where you and your intimate group share the bullpen at Comiskey Park. It's old yet new because it's a never-before area that was off-limits to all except mound greats. Now you can share their bench in a unique way to see the Sox with your friends. The exclusive bullpen is available for booking now, but hurry, the word is out and reservations are going fast. Call 924-1000 and ask for Danny to make your reservations for the bullpen at Comiskey Park.
Well, Jim Spencer's grand slam home run, which happened to be his 5th of the year, won it for the Yankees as they defeated Toronto 4-3. yesterday, Spencer drove in 2 runs on a hit, so he's driven in 6 runs for the Yankees the last 2 days. New York 4, Toronto 3. The Yankees now have won 5 in a row, and they stay pace with the Red Sox 1 game behind Boston. Detroit losing to Boston tonight have fallen to 3 behind. Tigers in a slump. Wayne Gross leads it off. He'll be followed by Essien and Staggs. Gross led off the 7th with a single and came around to score the 3rd run of the night for the A's. We have a new pitcher, Jim Willoughby, for the White Sox, and the first pitch he hit Gross. So the A's in 9 innings tonight have gotten their leadoff man on in every inning with the exception of the 3rd and the 8th. So 7 out of 9 times they've gotten their leadoff man on, and twice they have scored him. Steve Stone went 8 innings. He allowed 3 runs, 2 of them earned, on 8 hits. He walked 3, 1 intentionally, and struck out 7, which I believe is the high for the year for Stone. Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch, a bunt out in front of the plate. Willoughby's only plays to first, and he throws Essien out as Essien gets his 2nd sacrifice of the night. That going from 1 to 4. On the play, Gross taking second base. Stone really did not pitch that bad. As I mentioned, only 2 earned runs. The White Sox just have not been hitting. They have been shut out for 19 innings before Naharodny's home run. Scored only 1 run 2 days ago. Scored no runs last night. And only 1 run tonight. This is the first game in 5 that the opposition has gone to their bullpen. But officially he's 0 for 2. Got on an air and he's walked twice. The 7 strikeouts tonight represent a high in any one game this year for Stone. Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch. Here's a swing and a grounder to the left side. Pryor charges, has it, throws. He got him. Nice play by Pryor. As Staggs topped one down the left side. And Gregg charged it and threw him out on the play. Gross goes to 3rd. Looking ahead to the 9th inning, the White Sox will have Molinaro, Johnson, and Lemon. And we're going to get a pinch hitter here for the A's. Jerry Tabb out of the Cub organization. Will be batting for DeLaNay. Jerry Tabb out of the University of Tulsa. Getting 143 with 1 RBI. Left-handed hitter. A runner at 3rd, 2 out in the 9th. 3-1 Oakland leading. Here's the pitch. I'll tell you what this club needs is a dramatic come-from-behind victory. And in order to win this game, they'll have to do it here tonight. Maybe that could set something off here, be the catalyst to a big winning streak. Here's a swing and a foul back behind the catcher. That Yankee game, Sparky Lyle got the win. He's 3-1. Garvin, the loser, 2-3. They had only 19,985 in New York tonight. Somewhat of a surprise. They're in the 9th at St. Louis. Cubs leading 6-0, going for their 6th straight. Here's the pitch. Low ball. Naharodny did a good job of blocking it. 1 ball, 2 strikes from the batter. Milwaukee and California. Nothing posted out on the board, but they should be underway right now. One ball, 2 strikes. Willoughby ready. Here's the pitch. Inside, almost hit him. Evens up the count at 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes. 3-1, Oakland leading. They've out hit the White Sox 8-6. Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch. Checked his swing, a ball outside. The count is full. Mitchell Page in the on-deck circle. Well, actually, Mitchell Page is not. Murray is there. Murray came on in the defensive move. Right-hander ready. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. So in the inning, no runs, no hits, one man left on. We go to the ninth. The Sox need 2 to tie and 3 to win, as Oakland leads it here 3-1.
Think of what you could do with $10,000 cash. It's easy to get. All you have to do is when your phone rings, pick it up and say, WMAQ is going to make me rich. If it's us cash calling you, you win $10,000. We could be calling you soon, so be expecting our call. No questions, just one phrase. WMAQ is going to make me rich. Say it. Win $10,000 cash from your radio station. WMAQ.
You're invited to our party. Or, if you'd rather have one of your own, you can call now at 924-1000 and ask for George and tell him that you'd like to have a picnic in the park. Comiskey Park, that is. He'll handle all the details for you. What a way to go. It's the best of two worlds. White Sox baseball, apple pie, and Southern fried chicken, too. You'll be the talk of your group, and they'll want to come back again and again. Call George at 924-1000 and join the fun at Comiskey Park. White Sox baseball and your very own picnic in the park.
Warren Brown back at Comiskey Park. Wayne Murphy comes in to play right field for the A's. Here in the ninth, Bob Lacey.
Eric Satterfield batting for Molinero.
Elijah Sosa, right-hander down the right side, warming up. And Eric Soderholm will bat for Molinero. Molinero is out on 2 fine defensive plays tonight. Wound up taking the collar 0 for 3, but a great running catch by Burke in right center and a shot that Staggs got. Retired in the first 2 times up, and the first pitch to Soderholm is inside a ball. Remember Eric Soderholm's Hot Corner show following the ball game. Eric hitting only .208, 3 homers, 16 RBIs. He's 72 points off his batting average of a year ago as he takes his strike. It'll be Soderholm, Johnson, and Lemon. 3 right-handers. Here's the pitch. Swung and a miss. Couldn't hold up. $19,018 here tonight. And that's a tribute to the White Sox fans. Here's a swing and a grounder foul who come out to support this club and try to help motivate them on to greater things. 19,018. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Soderholm. Pinch hitting here in the ninth. Left-hander ready. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Eric has really had a tough time of late. Not had a hit in his last 13 times up, and Lamar Johnson the batter. That is the 3rd strikeout for Lacey in relief. Lamar Johnson, the batter, a strikeout victim against Worth his last time up, takes a strike. He's 0 for 3 tonight. This is the first time that he has faced Lacey. 3-1, the A's leading. Left-hander ready. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, and an outside breaking ball. And he is in the hole 0-2. Left-hander into the windup. Here's the pitch. Fastball low and inside a ball. Seattle came up with 2 in the 7th. Lindblad came on to pitch. Seattle 5, Texas 3. Left-hander in the windup. 1-2 pitch. Swinging a fly ball right center. Burke going over. Murphy going over. And Murphy, the right fielder, is there and has it. 2 out. Only 1 hit off of Lacey in relief, and that was an infield hit. And Lamar is struggling. 0 for 4 tonight. Chet Lemon, the batter, takes the strike. Lamar without a hit in his last 9 times up. That's the problem. So many fellas are in prolonged slumps. And the White Sox are 1 out away of suffering their 5th straight loss, which would be the longest losing streak of the year. Here's a swing and a shot to Gross at third. He's got it. Throws him out. The game's over. And Oakland wins it 3-1. We'll be back with the totals and highlights in just a minute.
Wake up.
Who's it?
You gotta get up.
What time is it?
6:05.
6:05. 6:05? It's Saturday.
You gotta go pick up the airline tickets.
What airline ticket?
For vacation.
Our vacation isn't until December.
We have to pick up the tickets before noon today to get the discount. Or maybe it's next week?
Oh, no. Honey, to get the
today.
discount, we have to get our tickets 3 months before we leave, then stay 8 months or more.
Wait, now I remember. You get your tickets 127 days in advance.
Marge.
You stay between 18 and 19 consecutive Fridays.
Marge, no.
Yes.
Continental Airlines has put an end to the discount fares confusion. With Continental's new chicken feed fares, you save up to 40% off regular coach with no restrictions of any kind. The only limitation is the number of seats available. Call your travel agent or Continental. Ask for the chicken feed fare.
Who is it?
It's the airline. We're too late. Save 40% weekdays, 30% weekends with Continental's chicken feed fares. Call for details.
This is Bob Elson for Dick McFeely Pontiac. Who was the greatest left-hand pitcher I ever saw with the White Sox? I'll be back with that in just a moment. You know, over the years, I've driven in some great cars. But believe me, nothing compares to the new 78 Pontiacs you'll find at Dick McFeely at 5300 North Broadway. From the sporty Firebirds to the Grand Prix to the luxurious Bonneville, each is a standout. And Dick McFeely is Chicago's outstanding dealer. So see the professionals of Pontiacs, the great guys at Dick McFeely Pontiac at 5300 North Broadway, where you don't have to be Irish to save lots of green. The greatest left-hander I ever saw with the Sox, and a great fellow with it, a great pitcher, was Billy Pierce. Pitched for the Sox 12 years, won 186 games. This is Bob Elson for Dick McFeely Pontiac at 5300 North Broadway.
Lord Brown back at Comiskey Park as the A's win it here by a score of 3-1. Here are the totals: 3 runs, 8 hits, and no errors for Oakland. 1 run, 6 hits, and 2 errors. And 4 men left on for the White Sox. The A's stranded 8. The winning pitcher, Worth, he's now 2-3. Lacey gets his 3rd save of the year. And Steve Stone is the loser. He has won 3 and lost 3. Time of the ball game, 2 hours and 20 minutes before 19,018 fans. The White Sox have just made an announcement earlier. I'm sure either Harry or myself passed on to you that the White Sox were asking the American League, requesting the commissioner's office and the league for the placement of Claudell Washington on the 15-day supplemental disabled list retroactive to Monday, May 22nd due to his injured ankle. Well, the White Sox have 24 men on their roster and have room for 1 more, so the White Sox have called up Thad Bosley from Iowa, where he was hitting .322 with 3 homers and 9 RBIs, and he had stolen 16 bases. It had 36 hits. And 30 of them were singles, 3 of them were doubles, and 3 were home runs, and 16 stolen bases. So Thad Bosley has been called up by the Chicago White Sox and will most likely be here for the game tomorrow. The A's jumped out in front with 2 runs in the 4th inning. Coming on a leadoff single to Page, he stole second. Burke got on in an air when Lamar Johnson pulled his foot off the bag in an attempt to get Page, who was on his way to third. Runners at first and third, and no out. Guerrero grounded out to second, and Page scored, making it 1-0. With Burke going to second, Ben Revering singled him home, making it 2-0. Bill Naharodny hit a home run in the 6th to snap a 19 consecutive inning shutout string that had been on the White Sox to make it a 2-1 ball game. And then the A's got another run in the 7th, a leadoff single by Gross, sacrificed to second, and doubled home by Thomason. The White Sox really never mounted a threat tonight. Had a runner on in the 1st, thrown out stealing, a runner on in the 4th. He was doubled up, and then the home run by Naharodny. The only kind of threat they had was in the 7th, a 1-out walk, and then a 2-out infield hit. Had runners at 1st and 2nd with 2 down. They were the tying runs, but Lacey got out of it by striking out the next hitter. So the Sox really did not mount up any kind of threat tonight and go down to their 5th consecutive loss. This is the longest losing streak of the year. So the lights are going off here at Comiskey Park. The fireworks show is about to get underway. In fact, it is right now, and Eric Soderholm is making his way up to the booth for the Hot Corner Show, and we'll be back with that in just a minute.
Solozzi Edelson Chevrolet is one volume dealer that's just as famous for used cars. And what makes C&E used cars so great? It's their used car crew, that's who. Assembled by Nick Solozzi and Maury Edelson, the used car crew is a tough-minded team of experts that isn't satisfied till every used car meets the rigid standards set by Nick and Maury. From engine timing to upholstery shining, every C&E used car is geared to look better, run better, and give you more miles for your money. And if you're looking for a real one-stop auto shopping center, C&E in Elmhurst is it. And they've got over 8 acres of pre-conditioned used cars, one of the largest new Chevy inventories in the entire Chicagoland area, and a service department that's second to none. Visit Solozzi Edelson Chevrolet in Roosevelt and York Roads in Elmhurst and discover why they've earned the reputation. Hard to find, tough to beat.
Lorne Brown back at Comiskey Park, and Eric Soderholm is yet to arrive, so why don't we just reverse our procedure and fill you in on what's happened in the major league. The Chicago Cubs shut out the St. Louis Cardinals 6-0 tonight. A 7-hitter by Roberts as the Cubs won their 6th in a row. Houston leads New York 5-3. The Astros batting in the bottom of the 8th. Pittsburgh leading Montreal 2-1 at the end of 8. And Atlanta beats the Phillies 4-2. 2 games just underway on the coast. Cincinnati at San Diego and the Dodgers at San Francisco. In the American League, Baltimore just beat the Cleveland Indians 4-3. They were trailing 3-0. And they came back with a pair, then got a run in the 8th and one in the 9th to win it 4-3. Martinez over Wise. Boston defeated the Tigers 6-3 tonight. But the Yankees kept pace on a grand slam home run by Jim Spencer to beat Toronto 4-3. So Boston with a 1-game lead over the Yankees, and the Tigers are 3 out. Seattle is out in front of Texas 5-3. That game in the bottom of the 7th at Arlington. And Milwaukee at California. Travers against Ossie just underway. Kansas City and Minnesota got rained out. And here at Comiskey Park, Oakland defeated the White Sox 3-1. We'll be back with Eric Soderholm and his special guest on the Hot Corner Show in just a minute.
You know, when you sell a new Chevy every hour of every working day, well, you can sell over 50,000 new Chevys in 10 years. Well, that's the record racked up by Solozzi Edelson in Elmhurst. And 2 reasons for C&E's success are Nick Solozzi and Maury Edelson, the owners. Now, Nick and Maury believe that in order to accomplish big things, well, you got to do all the so-called little things right. And this means owners who never screen their calls. If you phone C&E and ask to talk to Nick or Maury, that's who you get, not some secretary. It means owners who believe that if a car is promised out of the service department by noon, should be ready by noon, not by 3 in the afternoon. Nick and Maury believe that the so-called little things add up. You know what? They do, because today Solozzi Edelson Chevy is famous throughout Chicagoland as the hard-to-find, tough-to-beat volume Chevy dealer at Roosevelt and York Roads in Elmhurst.
Lorne Brown back at Comiskey Park, and an interesting note, the Iowa Oaks, the White Sox AAA club, had lost 8 in a row. Jack Cusick tonight snapped it by throwing a no-hitter, but Iowa won 6-1. A walk in the first inning brought home the lone run for Oklahoma City. Is Philadelphia still in Oklahoma City? That's the Phillies AAA club. But Iowa on a no-hitter by Jack Cusick defeated Oklahoma City 6-1. Jim Brazil, Kevin Bell, and Mike Colburn all hit home runs in that ball game for Iowa. They drew only 1,172 at Des Moines. All right, Eric Soderholm is here with the Hot Corner Show, and I'll let you introduce your special guest.
Okay, we got an old-time friend here, Jim Estienne, alias Escobar. And we talked with Renko out in Oakland. Maybe some of you heard that, maybe not. But I thought it would be fun to talk with Jim, too, because I know most of the guys on our team were kind of shocked about the trade of Renko and Estienne to Oakland for Toriablo. And we thought we'd hear from the horse's mouth exactly how he felt about it.
Well, Eric, it's nice to be on the show, by the way, and I'd like to say hello to all my fans in Chicago. It's nice to be back in Chicago. My reaction to the trade was from the first, it was just simply, well, that's the way the game goes. I mean, I've been traded before. You've been with different teams. Usually in a ball player's career, he'll switch teams. It's very rare that you find a ball player that stays with one team his whole career. Maybe some of the greats like Hank Aaron and Ted Williams, but most of your players get shuffled, and it's part of the game. We are pieces of property, and they needed a left-handed pitcher, so I was part of that deal. And at first,
didn't you feel though that I know I read in the paper you made a comment something on the White Sox had not, you felt, given you a chance to come around. You were kind of going about it in a kind of a slow manner, I guess, or whatever, your own particular way of getting ready. And the White Sox apparently didn't think you were getting ready fast enough.
That's right, Eric. You know, when I went to spring training, I was going at my own pace. I've been playing this game a long time, and I know what it takes to get ready for a season. Now, they called it...
We're trying to fight the fireworks here, folks. The window's open, so try to bear with us and listen to the words in between the boom.
Well, they called my attitude in spring training lackadaisical. I thought this was a low blow, Eric, because I've been playing a long time, and every time I play this game, I hustle and I play it 100%. So their idea of me in spring training was that I was lackadaisical. Well, I think that's bull. I think that what happened in spring training was that I was going at my own pace, as a veteran should. I'm not saying that I'm a veteran and can do what I want to do, but I had some arm problems, some physical problems that I was ironing out at my own pace. So it was a shock to hear them describe my attitude as lackadaisical.
Okay, well, how about your start at Oakland now? I know you're hitting around, what, 230, 240, somewhere in that range, and throwing out a lot of runners, and I guess you got to... Although Naharadny hit a home run tonight, and he's done quite well for us thus far this season, he did have, I don't know how many, 3 or 4 stolen bases tonight with a few high throws. I know when Spencer was here and Lammer missed the ball in the dirt, I know Spencer got up and waved his hat to some people up here in the press box. Now, when you saw Naharadny make those high throws, what did you think?
Well, when I saw him make those throws, they weren't really accurate or quick. I'm just thinking that maybe he's a little bit tired right now. He looks just a little bit slow defensively. Swings a real good bat. I've always liked his bat. But defensively, he looks a little bit slow on those.
Well, as you know, it's tough. The day in and day out, he's been catching every single day, doubleheaders even, and I think doing a terrific job. But you're right, it definitely wears on you playing that many games, especially behind the plate.
That's right, and maybe tonight was just one of those bad nights. I know I can throw runners out pretty well, but there are some nights, especially against a running team, where you just can't seem to get your rhythm behind the plate, and maybe that was just one of the nights. I don't know how he's been doing since the start of the season as far as throwing out runners, but I like Bill, and I think he's a good ball player.
Tell me about your nickname, Escobar. I got to know. Everyone called you that last year. We had a great time at our ball club last year. Everybody had nicknames. But yours was one of the most unusual, Escobar. I don't know how they come up with that. Where did that originate?
Well, Escobar it's a Spanish name, and Mike Schmidt of the Philadelphia Phillies gave it to me when we were playing together down in Puerto Rico. It's I don't know what it means. I think it's someone's surname. It's just a Spanish name, and from Estienne he got Escobar, and it stuck. It sounds good. I like it.
Yeah, I do too. Speaking of nicknames, last year they called the Sox the Disco Sox. This year, I'm not too sure what we're going to call this. Maybe the Flat Sox or something. I don't know, but I think I feel that we're going to get it together. It's a matter of time. We've been saying that since the beginning. We feel like we do have a lot of talent. But give me your analysis of the White Sox as far as you see it, as compared to last year.
As compared to last year. Now, last year we were called the Disco Sox because we had fun and we were a swinging bunch of guys. And this year there seems to be a lack of morale. There seems to be a lack of enthusiasm. I know it's tough when you're losing to be enthused. We were winning from the start last year. We were just about taking first place here last year at this time. Now the White Sox are in last place. Well, it's tough to be a bunch of swinging happy guys when you're in last place. But I think the problem was getting rid of some personnel. I think they got rid of some of the wrong guys, Eric.
Well, it was kind of tough. On behalf of Bill Veck, it's awful tough to sign a guy like Richie Zisk for $3 million and a guy like Oscar Gamble for $2.8 million when you're kind of a family, or not family, but just, you don't have the big chewing gum factory or the steel factory behind you. It's tough to sign these guys. Obviously, we miss these guys, but, what's Bill Veck going to do? He can't keep those guys around. They want too much money.
Well, now, what is too much money, though? Say they kept Zisk and Gamble, where would you guys be now? I'm telling you, you wouldn't be in last place, and you'd have some morale, and the fans would be here in numbers. So I, for one, happen to think it would have been a good move maybe to sign those players.
I know he tried very hard to sign, actually both of them, and I know for a fact he offered an awful lot of money to both of those, so on behalf of Bill's side, I can understand both situations. It would be nice to have those two, but on the other hand, it's an awful lot of money to spend. Tell me, as we close now, how's Janie, the wife?
Oh, my wife is doing fine, and
when's the little Escobar coming around?
No, we don't have any kids yet, and there's none in the near future anyway.
How does she like California?
She loves California. We're very happy out there. We have a new home in Michigan that we built over the winter. We're real happy there. That's where we spend. That's our home, and we spend our winter months in Michigan.
What are you going to do? Buy a condominium or apartment out, or some kind of thing out in California to hold you over as an investment or something?
I think we're just going to rent out in California. We're looking into a few things out there, but for the moment we're renting, and we're very happy out in California.
Hey, Jim, you're super. I thought you lockered next to me last year, and we had a great time, and I just wish you the best of luck. And for being our guest on the show tonight, we're going to give you a couple dinners out at Traverso's. I know you know what that's at out in Orland Park. Great Italian food out there. Mama T cooks up a great meal. And I don't know if you get a chance to go out there or not, but if you don't, give the gift back to me, because I'll go out there.
Okay, Eric. Listen, I miss you too, and I wish the White Sox good luck for the remainder of the season. I'll always have a place in my heart for the White Sox.
Okay, Jim Estienne, very popular ball player with the White Sox last year.
All right, I'd like to ask Jimmy a question, though you kissed him off. Charlie Finley is walking up and down the dugout like he was a general reviewing the troops before the ball game. What was he saying to you guys down there?
Well, I think what he was trying to do was to introduce some of his friends to the ball players. You know, Charlie, he's a ham, and what he did was bring down some of his influential friends and introduce them to some of the ball players. But Charlie usually gives us pep talks in Chicago, and sometimes he shows up in Oakland, gives us pep talks. I happen to like Charlie Finley a lot, and he leaves his ball players alone, lets us play hard, and he's quite a competitor.
What was the total reaction of the club over Bobby Winkle's up and quitting?
Well, Bobby and Charlie seem to have had some disagreements dating from the beginning of the season. It seemed to me as though Mr. Finley was maybe pressuring Bobby Winkles a little too much. Bobby felt for his own good that he should quit the Oakland A's. It seems a little bit odd that a manager would quit with his team in first place. But a man has to live within himself and do what he thinks is right, and he felt that he should leave the ball club, and we all wish Bobby the best, because while he was here, he did a tremendous job with us, and we liked him very much.
All right, you played for 4 managers now in the big leagues. Paul Richards, well, Chuck Tanner, too, even though you didn't play for Chuck Tanner, unfortunately. You were with Tanner, you were with Richards, you were with Bob Lemon. Now you've been with 2 fellas, McKeon and Winkles this year.
I've also been with Danny Ozark of the
That's right, when you were up with the Phillies. What impact do you think a manager has on a ball club?
I think that a manager has got to motivate his players. He's got to motivate his players. He's got to come up with some strong strategic moves. Sometimes you see managers that are too lazy. Sometimes you see managers who don't have the respect of the players and they're not capable of motivating their players. You've heard it before that sometimes players need a kick in the ass and sometimes they need a pat on the back. And if I was a manager, I'd do those things at the right time. It's timing on your strategy. And it takes a lot of energy, I think, to be a manager, and a lot of managers these days just sit back and let the game play itself. But if I was a manager, I'd be more energized.
Okay, Jimmy, appreciate it. We'll be back with more of the Hot Corner Show in just a minute.
Hey, you weekend mechanics who fix your own cars, you guys with the wrenchers and stubby cigars. You can pull down an engine like any old pro. You're lucky you can, because it's saving you dough. You can be even smarter on all those repairs. You can buy all your parts. where the dealers buy theirs, where parts are in stock by the millions or more, plus expert advice at the Motive Parts store. Just dial Car Part and you will see. Dial C-A-R-P-A-R-T.
You know how rough this winter's been on you. Well, think about how rough it's been on your car. Now's the time to tune up your car for spring, because a well-tuned car can save you money and trouble. And make sure you install Champion spark plugs. Tests show that an engine tune-up with new Champion spark plugs can save an average of 1 to 2 gallons of gas per tankful. And buy your Champions where the dealers buy at Motive Parts stores. Telephone Car Part for information. Dial C-A-R-P-A-R-T.
Gordon Brown back at the Hot Corner Show with Eric Soderholm. And Eric, getting a rest tonight? You weren't in that starting lineup.
Yeah, well, I talked briefly with Bob before the game, and it was a combination of a couple things. My knee, I've been playing a whole lot, and even last year I didn't play day games after night games or second games or doubleheaders. This year I've been doing that, and I guess the cortisone in the knee is finally wearing off because there was a lot of swelling on the knee today. And the fact, of course, that as everyone knows, I've been struggling an awful lot at the plate, and I'm figure maybe a couple days off will take some of the pressure off me, and maybe I can take a little extra batting practice and see if I can't get back in the groove.
What about the rest of the guys? What's the talk? I don't think I've ever seen a team in a collective hitting slump like this club.
I've never witnessed anything like this in my life either. Gar is hitting the ball well. Naharadny hit the ball well tonight, but to see the middle part of the batting order in a total slump like we've been, it's tough, and it's tough for me to talk about because I'm in there, and I just want the fans to be reassured. I know it's tough when you're losing so many games, but I think the players know that we have a lot of talent on this club, and it's just a matter of gelling it and getting it together. And I just have got to feel that we're much better than what we're playing, and I think the fans do too. That's why they keep coming out and watching us play, and we appreciate it. We appreciate their support.
Well, I think the fans are the story of the night. The fact that 19,000 showed up here tonight, and the White Sox struggling as they are, is an indication that they're behind the ball club and want to help get them going.
Well, when I came up and pinched hit in the ninth inning and struck out, and walking back, there was a few scattered boos, but a lot of people out by that. I said, "Pick your head up, Eric. Don't worry. Everything's going to be all right." You know, and to me that made me feel real good because I'm really down at the dumps.
Okay, well, we'll see you tomorrow afternoon.
Okay.
Eric Soderholm and his guest Jim Essian here on the Hot Corner Show that we have after White Sox ball games on WMAQ every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. All right, let's check the ticker now and update some scores that have come in since the show started. Philadelphia got beat by Atlanta 4-2, which we had passed on to you. Pittsburgh now has defeated Montreal 2-1. Nothing new on that Houston Met game, 5-3. Houston leading in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Cincinnati leading San Diego 2-0. That game in the bottom of the 4th at San Diego, and the Giants and the Dodgers are just underway. In the American League, Baltimore over Cleveland 4-3. Boston defeated Detroit 6-3. New York on Jim Spencer's grand slam home run defeated Toronto 4-3. Milwaukee at California, Travers going against Ossie, just getting underway. And we're just getting a report here in from Texas. Reggie Cleveland's come on to pitch. Texas got another run in the 8th, and it's the Seattle Mariners 6 and Texas 3. That game in the bottom of the 8th at Texas, Seattle out in front. And those red-hot California Angels posted 3 runs in the first inning off the Travers, and they lead Milwaukee 3-0 at the end of 1 inning of play. Kansas City and Minnesota rained out, and one item of interest, Jack Cusick of the Iowa Oaks pitched a no-hitter tonight against Oklahoma City as Iowa won it 6-1. The lone run came home on a walk in the first inning, but Cusick gets a no-hitter. Jim Brazil hit a home run, Kevin Bell hit a home run, and Mike Colburn hit a home run for Iowa as the Oaks snapped an 8-game losing streak. And the White Sox, with Claudell Washington going on the supplemental disabled list, down to 24 players, have called up Thad Bosley, young outfielder, hitting .322 at Iowa. He had 3 homers, 9 RBIs, and 16 stolen bases. So it's a quick flight in from Des Moines. Most likely we'll see him here tomorrow afternoon. Again, the final here tonight, it was Oakland 3 and the White Sox 1. Stay tuned now for Nancy Turner, who gets a chance to entertain you for a change after all those late games on the coast this past week. Nancy will be along till midnight when Lon Helton comes by to entertain you throughout the wee small hours of the morning on a Saturday here in Chicago. So our next broadcast will be tomorrow afternoon, Shriners Day, a 1:15 ball game. Harry will be on the air at 1 o'clock with his pregame show, and game time at 1:30 when Wilbur Wood goes against Steve Renko. Tonight's broadcast of White Sox baseball was brought to you by True Value Hardware Stores. True Value, it's their way of doing business. By the 1978 Chevy trucks built to stay tough. By Stroh's, from one beer lover to another, Stroh's. By Randy Hutchinson Realtor, your Relo member in Aurora. By Champion Spark Plugs on land, sea, or air, it runs better with Champion. By Household Finance, solving more financial problems than anyone else in their business. By Zenith, where the quality goes in before the name goes on. By Clark Lift of Chicago, with 5 locations in the Chicagoland area. And by McDonald's, where you can buy a hot fudge, hot caramel, or strawberry sundae in a special reusable glass. This is Lorne Brown on behalf of Harry Carey and Jimmy Pearsall, our engineer Danny Hozak, and Eric Soderholm and his guest Jim Essian, thanking you for tuning in and inviting you now to stay tuned for Nancy Turner and good music on WMAQ Radio. Again, the final, Oakland 3, the White Sox 1. This has been a WMAQ sports presentation.
You take your fall wheeling seriously, so take a serious look at the Scout SS2. In the Off-Road World Championship at Riverside, Scout SS2.
You're as comfortable as your longtime friend.
Wrangler No Fault. 100% cotton, 100% comfortable blue jeans. Wrangler No Fault jeans at Weeboth, State Street, and near your home.
WMAQ with the great QN. To win, all you need is a telephone and WMAQ. We'll tell you on the air when to call in. Then pick up your phone and give us a call at 591-4000. If you're the correct caller, you win. We've got cash and a lot of other great prizes for you. Just call in for your chance to win the Great QN on WMAQ.